In the night, so cold rocket dreams, resilience in the fold. Hedge pressurizing, the charts are bold. DD bands rapping stories untold. Flying with rockets through your AI. Up we go, reaching for the sky. Every train home never dies. On the edge as the numbers fly. Checking the charts, midnight glory. Heartbeat thumping, another story. Green and red, flashing voices loud. Future kings standing on their cloud. Flying with rocket scooter AI. Up we go, reaching for the sky. Every train home never dies. On the edge as the numbers fly. Ascending, mind on fire, never ending. Trees of gold, endless fight. Push on through the endless night. Riding with rocket scooter AI. Up we go, reaching for the sky. Every train home never dies. On the edge as the numbers fly. Charts, midnight glory. Heartbeat thumping, another story. Green and red, flashing voices loud. Future kings standing on their cloud. Checking the charts with your AI. Up we go, reaching for the sky. Every train home never dies. On the edge as the numbers fly. the charts, midnight glory. Sanctuary in awe, it's blending. Mind on fire, never ending. Dreams of gold, relentless fight. Push on through the endless night. Push on through the endless night. Push on through the endless night.
What's up, friends? Good morning. Good to see you. Welcome to the show. It's been a hot minute. It's been a hot weekend. It's been a crazy weekend. We're starting off immediately with some craziness in the market. Iran conflict escalating like, you know, beyond what we ever thought would happen. So we're walking up to a gap down, opening below DD bands. Market's crazy. But in other news, I have made it to the halfway point of the million challenge, 100K to million. I'm at the 500K mark, just about. I'm what, $3,000 shy of that. I had a 130K day or something on Friday. It's been incredible. It's been an incredible run. And, you know, starting off today, I'm going to kind of walk you guys through my trade plans and what I'm going to do to wrap up the million challenge. If we can start getting some movement in this market, I don't know if today's the day or if this month is the month because of the Iran stuff. Should be pretty cool. We've been in such a weird, flat, choppy mess of a market, right? Since October, kind of. December was crazy. January was crazy. So I have not been able to catch like, you know, a good bull wave, a good bear wave. It's just been up and down and up and down. So I'd like to believe I'd be a little bit further in the challenge. If the market was moving somewhere, it's kind of like, you know, when I go up 3 days and down one, up 3 days and down one sort of thing, it's just kind of spinning wheels. But at least I'm halfway to the challenge. It'll take a little bit longer. I was hoping to make the million in a month, but it's been 2 and I'm halfway there. So we'll see. Oh, there. So many people are predicting that by March, somebody said by 420 in April. Do y'all remember on Friday? Was it Friday when I got $69,420? People like to make sure, like, it's funny because I'm like the only real trader on YouTube that shows real trades, right? The only real trader on YouTube. Well, not the only one. Let me give credit to some of my friends out there like Rips and some other folks I know that really trade real. But like, you know, one of the only ones that's trading like a real account. Despite all like the prop kids online that like to talk. They like to take a clip of like the worst spot of the day and be like, look, Matt's losing money. I turn around and make money. So on Friday, I had made like $68,300 something earlier in the day. And someone's like, you should make $69,420. To be hilarious, I made exactly $69,420. I made some money. Then I used my trick to like lose money on purpose. There's a way you can do that. And I lost money exactly to the dollar and I posted it. It was hilarious. So that was it. That was basically it. But then I went to the pool that afternoon and I were chilling out the pool. The last day the pool is going to be open for like a month because they're like doing some kind of like, you know, construction around it. They're revamping it or something. I don't know. So the pool's going to be out for another month. We live in this like giant, like sort of like gated community in the city that's got this beautiful like pool in this lake. It's really nice. So anyways, so then we're like, oh, we might as well hit the pool at least one time before they close it down. And we're out there and I made some more trades and I'm making like $60,000, $70,000 more. Finish out the week. So it's good. So I'm actually at the halfway point. So thanks for tuning in, guys. Don't forget to hit the like button right out the door. Got a new start to a new month. It is March the 2nd. We also are going to do our lifetime giveaway today at peak viewers. So don't let me forget because we didn't do it on Friday because I kind of forgot until, you know, viewers, like once viewers peak out and people start like, you know, going to work, going to lunch or whatever, I don't want to do the giveaway and have people miss it. So at peak today, we'll do it. Don't let me forget. Hold on. My little social media post here. My friends. Oh, now I can see channel. Hold on one second. How many giveaways we got going on today? Put the glass. Oh my god, my glasses are dirty. So much to talk about. So, you know, our prop scoring website is moments away from being released for alpha. I talked to my devs last night. We're getting close. The very first thing I did just to kick it off was the very first thing it was designed to do. How good are Apex's new plans? You know, again, you know, our scoring site is neutral. There's no subjectivity towards anything. There's going to be an overall scoring metric and then a 5-point scoring system underneath that for individual parameters that you might care about. And only one of those 5 is any part subjectivity. It's just the review score. It's an aggregate review score of basically all the reviews that we get. We're going to parse some data from like Trustpilot. We're going to have our own reviews and the overall score is that, but it doesn't affect the main scores. You just might want to see after the math looks good, how do people talk about it on the side? So are Apex's accounts any good? Well, you know, I've been telling you guys, you know, I haven't been releasing any details or any pictures or anything. And last time on Twitter, for the first time ever, I released something about our model. And it turns out that while Apex's sort of trailing drawdown accounts always ranked at a remember 5 is our lowest score. 5 is basically 0. We call 5 to 6 the trash bin, and we don't mean that to be mean to anybody, but 5 to 6 is something that's mathematically designed for you to lose money. And their trailing drawdowns before this update was in the 5s. I showed the picture on Twitter. So then the new stuff came out. The trailing drawdowns actually jumped to a 7 with no sale. And with the sale, the score actually goes up too, right? So it's all based on the price as part of it. But when you think of like, you're like, okay, they have a new account with 90% off. Is it any good? And with 90% off compared to TPT's 40% off, you can show the scores side by side. I really showed it. TPT at 40% off is the high 9s. Apex at 9, it takes 90% off to even make it to 9. So it's like, unless they have a 90% off sale, TPT is gonna be better. And if they have a 90% off sale, it's almost at par. So like, now you have those real answers, right? That math is actually there for you guys. At the end of the day, drawdowns just came out to be kind of a flop. They rank very, very, very low. Even with the sale, there's everybody in town is better. So you kind of like, what makes them bad? Well, you have DLL and consistency. Once you're funded, that'll nuke your score, right? So it's kind of like when these accounts come out, and I saw all these people on Twitter, hey, what's the activation fee? Hey, what's this? Nobody knows, right? That's what we're here for. We put everything into it. It took us 5 minutes to see through the marketing and just know exactly. Now I know why they're, you know, flying people out, going out, flying people to dinner. It's a rebrand, right? But it's not it's the product is more marketing than anything. And people are like, it's the best thing ever, blah, blah. Even with the 100% payout, the score still came in very low for the end of the days. So there's no reason to even touch the end of the days. If you do like My Funded Futures, Tradeify ranks higher, Lucid ranks higher. We put Lucid in there now. Funded Next ranks higher, everything ranks higher. So it's kind of neat to see that. And now we have the answers. The minute it happens, you've got 10 million affiliates just telling you it's the best thing ever. Well, they're getting paid to say that, right? Do you want to know if it's the best thing ever? Now you'll be able to know with math. Trust the marketing. We say trust the math, not the marketing. That's going to be our new slogan. Because somebody said that. I thought that was cute. But anyways, you guys know a little bit of I'll show you guys on the screen. And again, we're going to be very neutral towards all the props out there. I think it's really neat that the moment it comes out, we got the truth. And here's some data for you guys. Let me share it with y'all. So this is a dump from the actual model. Wait, where'd it go? Oh, it's here. Sorry. And I'll show you guys the stats. Take a moment to look at it. And this is actually from the scoring model. This is the overall score. This is typically like what we call the flex. Like prop firm's gonna flex on their overall score per account. This is what they'll flex on. So you can kind of see the way that I kind of put it out there. So the goal is going to be with our site is to basically disrupt the industry and work to everybody's marketing. Everybody's gonna look, everyone's getting paid to say something about whatever firm. Now you just be able to look at the math, right? You know, in full transparency, you guys know I work for My Funded Futures on our TV show, but nobody's gonna get a favorite, right? I'm sure the existence of my website is gonna break a lot of hearts, piss off a lot of people. and probably make some people get very angry at the fact that we're just revealing how good they actually are. Maybe nobody will care, but we'll see. Here's how it works, right? Oops, I'm sorry, I can't see the... Oh, these are the old Apexes, right? The old ones were ranked 5.4, 5.6. This is base price, by the way, with no sale. The new intradays came out to be, look, slightly better. The 25 got slightly better, went from 5.6 to 7.5, 5.6 to 7.3, 5.7 to 7.29. You got 100% split. You know, there's some decent things that they upgraded on the trailing drawdowns. But the end of the days came in at the low fives, just as trash as the other ones used to be. And not saying anything bad, but even with 50% off, 80% off, and 90% off, you can see how the score will change. At 90% off, there's only one of the end of the days that even makes it to 9. Everything else is a 6, 7, and 6, even when they basically give it away. It can't even get out of the trash bin score. So if you're going to use the Apex account, right, you would say, aha, the 50K is the only one that's worth anything when it's 90%. But then when TPT has a 40% off, all of them are at least 9. And when MyFunded Futures is 0% off, all of them are at least 9. Not MyFunded Futures are priced so well, they're 9s without a sale. So then you could be like, aha, there's a 60% off sale and a 40% off sale, which one's better? And that's the point of our website. Pretty cool, right? Again, we're going to be fair. We're going to talk about every firm equally based on just whatever. Well, Apex is topical in the news. They came out with a new plan, and the new plan fell flat, but all the marketing is like it's the best thing ever. What makes you so sure, Mr. Marketing Person? The math says otherwise. So you guys are going to be so glad that we brought this thing. The math never lies, which is very cool. It's independently run by our team that makes sure the data is up to date every single day. So Lucid, let me show you guys Lucid's numbers. Now, again, I haven't factored in any sale numbers for Lucid yet, but flat with no sale. Lucid's, people are like, Lucid's probably gonna be ranked the best. I have to let you know the overall score with Lucid, not that good either, but not that bad either. The overall score is base price. So I haven't factored in sale price. So really the overall score doesn't mean anything, but by itself, it requires a sale to go. So I don't know if Lucid has like a 40% off. Let me do it real quick. Is Lucid currently 40% off, right? Hold on. And they have new updates. 40% off. So let me put Lucid in there at 40% off and see what the score turns out to be. Because we'll have to be fair with that. Okay, let's just try this. So let me start over. When I said Lucid, don't at all. That was without. Okay, let me put discount in there really quick in the model. Believe it or not, hold on 1 second. Yeah, so the old plans with Lucid came in at the high fives. Maybe I'll double check that. I might put that in too fast, but Lucid's coming in at the high fives as far as the their end of the day draw on too. So interesting to see that. I haven't put the new updates in there though. You changed your accounts on Friday. Yeah, I didn't put the new ones in there. Yeah, that's the old ones. But anyways, that's the point, right? Okay, so anywho, we'll be launching for alpha. I'll take some volunteers from the community that want to work in the alpha, which basically is just you get to see the information and then look on the site and then help us kind of tailor it to make it better. Pretty cool. The first release is going to have the scoring model, with basically the overall score and the 5 other scores, the reviews. It's going to have comparison tool where you can put 2 firms side by side and compare. And plug in your own stats to tailor the scores based on your own pass and failure rates, which is kind of a neat function as well. So that'll be fun. We'll play with that coming out like pretty soon. And then when the alpha testing gets done, we'll slowly roll it out to like closed beta, which is just going to be inside the Rocket Scooter team. And then we'll have an open beta, which we'll throw it out to you guys here on socials. And then after that, we'll do full launch and start marketing it. So, and it'll be a free tool, by the way. Believe it or not, this work we're putting into it's a free tool, at least planned for now, unless for some reason we need to generate revenue for it to support itself. which the plans are we shouldn't have to. It's planned to be a free tool supported by affiliate revenue. So as you guys, want to support the site, support the effort, you obviously use the affiliate codes going forward. And obviously don't support, firms that we don't have affiliation with, obviously, or don't, buy firms that have dog shit scores. Because it's just designed to take your money. And so it's like we have calculated the real odds of the casino, and that's what you guys got. We're very happy to be able to share that with y'all. I'm so tired of seeing the marketing take over. I come from an era where traders ran this place, and now marketing is starting to try to run this place. There's not a lot of people fighting the good fight, because even the best traders out there have also fallen victim to the marketing dollar. It's so lucrative to be an affiliate in the prop space. So who do you trust? And that's really the real question. And so it's not even me. I'm not even giving you a voice. It's math, right? So it's like when you're out there, everything's marketed to you like, this is the best, and trust me guys, hey, I have 1 million payouts, and all these people say the same thing. But how do you know? You have a comprehensive tool that allows you to know with math how you do. So we're very happy to bring this to you guys. And a lot of work on our end to develop the model, many iterations of it. Am I paying alpha testers? No, it's just volunteer. We're paying our employees, but alpha testing is like if you just want to be part of it, and, we're glad to have some volunteers. The casino always wins, baby. How are you, DJ? Call it. Yeah, exactly. How's the intraday drawdown on Apex become better at the end of the day on Apex? Is it because of DLL? It makes the DLL bad. DLL will nuke your score. Anything that, okay, explain how this works. Like anything with daily loss limit forces you to stay in the market longer. It forces you to have smaller. So basically, like an example, I can't give you guys, like the scoring model is going to be like very, very sensitive and protective IP, just like a credit scoring model, but I'll give you little pieces of how it works. So the idea is, imagine that you need to make 2,000 bucks with 1,000 drawdown. Okay. And there's two options. One has no DLL and two has 500 DLL. They're going to have two completely different ways to trade them. Number one is you can take the entire trade. Like one of them, you can take the entire trade in one go and either pass or fail. The other one, you can't scale. This one with the limit is is basically like you can't scale to 2,000 easily. Your drawdown, you have to perceive your drawdown as your stop. So the most drawdown you can take is 500 bucks, which means that's the forced stop you get to make 2,000. You're forced to do 4 to 1 with no option otherwise. You can't get any bigger than a 4 to 1. Does this make sense? Here's your target. Here's your DLL. So on a 1-day basis, it's 4 to 1. To get your profit target, it's 4 times what your stop will be. Do we all understand that, chat, really quick? That's how you have to comprehend how DLL will nuke a score. It forces you to take 4 to 1 trades. So, right? So the difference is when it's the other side of the coin, 0%, you have 0 DLL and 1,000 to 2,000. Now you're taking 2 to 1 trades. The risk profile is completely different, and therefore the score is going to be completely different. To require you to pass the same, all things being equal, to require you to pass this one, you can perceive it as, it's not 2 times harder because it's not linear, but you can perceive it as greater than 2 times harder because you're forced to take a less probable condition to get the same results. Does that make sense now? A less probable condition. It's kind of like you're forced to get the royal flush to pass when here you can pass with 2 pairs. Does that make sense mathematically? So the more you're limited on the DLL, the better the hand you better get. So the probability of you passing just immediately tanks. That's why they introduced DLL to the whole mix, because it forces you to have big, 4 to 1, 5 to 1, whatever it is. So the idea is that imagine you're trading like at something intraday trailing drawdown. Imagine the market's choppy. You're forced to get 4 to 1 when it's chopping at 1 to 1. That makes this entire thing a carnival trick designed to steal your money. That's why intraday trailing drawdown plus DLL is an outright scam. That's why those things rank as dog shit. Because you're forced to get 4 before you lose 1. When it's going up 1, down 1, up 1, down 1, you lose it already in the chop. There's no way you're going to make the 4 to 1, all things being equal. So when a firm adds DLL to trailing drawdown, you better believe they're going to be ranked 5 in the dog shit pile. So does that make sense? If you have intraday with DLL, it's designed for you to just put money on the table. There's not even a table, there's a fucking hole. You just put money on the table and it falls right through into the dealer's pocket, and they go, thank you for playing. You're like, but you didn't even deal the cards. They're like, it wouldn't even matter. You're gonna lose anyways. So the point I'm saying is, people don't understand that. They don't understand the math behind a risk model. I know the prop firm risk model, so that's what built my side against it. Does this make sense? What's the better option? Just the DLL? You don't want DLL on intraday drawdown. It's the worst of the worst because it's designed to take your money. Does everybody here understand the whole chop philosophy? When you go up 1 and down 1, if say that you're allowing yourself a $500 stop because of your DLL and you go up 5 and then you lose 5, you still might even be not losing money on the trade, but then you split up the account. The combination of intraday trailing drawdown and DLL is designed for you to lose. It doesn't even give you a fair chance to even halfway win. You know how you win those accounts? You throw 3, 6, 7,000 blow-ups at it to eventually make your $1 million that you spend 700,000 to get. Remember all those stories we heard last month? We proved why that's the case. There's no prop firm influencer out there popping 20K into an intraday drawdown account and then turning it to $1 million. Nobody. They're spending hundreds of thousands to do it because it's designed that unless you get that royal flush, you're not going to win. And therefore, you got to spend all this money until you finally get dealt that card in the market. And our scoring model tells you that, right? It's kind of neat. The way I talk is easy to understand? Well, of course, yeah. So trailing DLL is actually designed to limit the scalability in the risk model. So essentially, you can't scale that well without the ends being equal. You can hit your target with a 1-to-1 without the DLL, but with the DLL, it requires you to get a 4-to-1. It makes it that many times harder, or 2-to-1. You know what I'm saying? Like whatever it is, makes it that much harder. So the idea is the raking site up yet? It's not up yet, but it's about to be up for testing very soon. So very excited to bring that to you guys. And it's like I said before, as far as our planning goes, it is to be a free service. If for some reason it gets so big it can't support it, or it's like in that sweet spot where it's not big enough to support itself, but it's big enough to cost a lot of money, we may put some premium features on or do some our goal is not to charge you guys. So the steps we'll take so that it supports itself is either A, affiliate money will pay for it, but we may piss off every fucking prop firm in town, and who knows what that's going to do. Second thing is that we can spool ads and run ads on it, right? And so make money with ads at the top, and you can pay a premium service to get rid of the ads. We'd be like $5-10 a month or something cheap. And the goal is though to make it free as much as we can. I could charge for this again, as I do basically charity work for the community all the time, especially with my $1 a class boot camp. I plan for this to be a free service for you guys. Smart shopping tool, just like Newegg for computers. You go there, you can compare 5 different sticks of RAM next to each other and look all the way down to the cast number as to why this one's slightly better or more. When you're shopping, you don't have a smart shopping tool, and props will be the first and only one to exist before millions of people out there with their aggregate sites try to copy what we're doing. But nobody's gonna be able to copy the score. It won't be as robust as ours is. It took me a very long time to develop it. So I had to study and learn the risk models, learn the failure rates, take every piece of data I could find out there from every single source I had, and really understand how this works. It's actually built around the failure rate of prop firms, the known failure rates. And I've got that information. It's very hard to get information like that. And when you can use information like that, the second stage is that I'm going to allow you guys to put in your own data, and then we can actually collect data from the community. Like you submit your data, like how many times you failed until you got a payout, and we can actually use your data to capture the real-time failure rate from the community. That's my second goal. Hello. Hold on, I got to turn off the camera. Oh my boys, I don't know what. Oh my goodness. Come in. Camera's off. Oh, okay. Oh man, that's a very, oh, okay. That's a very, very, very nice looking avocado toast. Y'all aren't ready for this, guys. Y'all aren't ready for this. That was pretty hot, right? Look at this. Oh, yeah. She came in with avocado toast, but also she's not feeling too good today, so she didn't want y'all to see her and her half dead. Don't forget the sound is on. Yeah, she was she's like, I don't have makeup on and I'm not wearing pants, and I'm like, all right. Hell yeah. Very nice. And she's sick and she still woke up to bring me food. That's the sweetest girl ever. I love her to death. She didn't I told her specifically, don't make me breakfast, I'll be fine. She goes down, makes me breakfast, and goes back to bed. Isn't that the craziest thing ever? I said, don't make me breakfast, I'll be mad at you. It's like, but I've got you on this healthy kick. You're losing weight. We can't not have you eat healthy. All right, fine. I really appreciate it. It's really nice of her. I'm gonna eat the whole thing in celebration. I'm not gonna share with you guys though. I don't like y'all that much. But I'll let you see me enjoy it. Here we go. All right, so we gapped down today. Iran conflict, obviously. As I made a joke on social media, I'm not joking about war, I'm joking about the people reporting on it. And I said, this is going to be the first war in history fought mostly with AI. And I was like, you know, we're going to wake up tomorrow and it's going to be like, which is funny because I said we're going to wake up tomorrow with pictures of, or with videos of Godzilla smashing buildings in Iran. And somebody says, look, I was there, right? And then it's funny that somebody tweeted a picture of somebody showing Godzilla knocking buildings. Like they had already done that. And I was like, oh, that's too funny. But the point is that every single like this morning, I looked on socials and all it was like pictures of whatever. There was like a video of like an airplane blowing up a tanker. And it was like the caption was Iran striking back, blah, blah, blah. And the footage was from a video game. Like it was a scene from a video game. I mean, that's literally like, this is what I'm trying to tell you guys. Wars are going to be fought completely different these days. It's going to be fought with AI and fake news more than ever before. You're never going to know who's doing what, who's alive and who's not, who's really dead and who's not. It's a nonsensical thing. And why do we care, right? Do we care? Well, war is always bad. So in a human sense, obviously we always should care. You know, people aren't dying. Nobody likes that. But but let's forget about that. This isn't a trade. You know, this is a trade channel for your feelings and pronouns. This is a Wall Street channel. So let's get to the fucking point. The point is that it's going to mess our markets up, which I can't stand more and more than anybody else because it messes my job up. And of course, you know, the human side, let's put our feelies aside over there. I can't stand when these things happen because it makes my trading so much harder. And I'm so happy to be up to the half a million point. Made 130,000, 120, 130,000 something on Friday. I'm up to 496 in the account, which is highest in the account. And I'm almost to the halfway point by like 3,000 bucks. And then all of a sudden we come out with global conflict, which is going to mess the day up. And so as much as y'all were like, Matt, you should get to 1 million in a month. And Matt, once you get to 1 million, you should break Larry Williams's record because all you need to do is get to 11 million and you'll be the Guinness Book of World Records best trader ever in the history of trading. And I'm like, oh, that sounds cute. And I was like, haha, nobody's going to make 11,000. I'm like, actually, could I scale it to 10 million? If I get a nice bull run, dude, I could scale it to 10 million so easily. I made, you know, halfway there with the choppy market that went nowhere. I'm like, maybe I could try that. But then I'm like, they're like, okay, you know, since October, the market's gone nowhere. And then now it's March and now we've got Iran kicking it lower. Damn it. So I don't think I'm going to beat Larry Williams this year. Not with global conflict and Trump is president, all this craziness, you know, stirring up conflict every once in a while. It's in the tariff and this and that. But man, if I get, you know, check your feelings at the door. Yeah. Last night was your best trading of the month. I thought about buying lower DD band. Idak and I were at a coffee shop and I was working on the prop scoring stuff. I was rushing to get the Apex data out there. And like, we also had like, we have a new LLC that we formed to run the fitness. And so the fitness, and there's a bunch of businesses we're going to put underneath this one umbrella. So we had to go over the LLC docs for that and go over like the employment agreements that we have for the new company. It's like just a bunch of stuff. So we're like at a coffee shop yesterday going over stuff. And the market opens and it's like, it's at DD band. I was like, oh man, I should long that. let's go. And I thought about longing it, but I was like, yeah, you know what? The last thing I'm going to do is just jump in here and grab it and you know, let me just let it simmer out for a day and see what happens. This was the perfect opportunity. Look to the dot, right? Gap to DD band, right there. And I was like, man, I saw it. Like I saw this and I was like, oh, I'm not going to jump in and chase that. And then I saw that. And then I saw this and I'm like, and then I'm like, I'm not going to chase that either. And there's no reason other than like, you know, this is the very first day since they, you know, the news has come out that that the Ayatollah has been killed. And of course, you know, like then the news is like they've appointed another one immediately. And whatever the case may be, and then there for a while they're like, no, he's still alive. It's like, so whatever the case may be, that's escalation. And whatever you see on socials, whatever's true, whatever's not, it seems like Iran is retaliating pretty heavily, bombing US bases all around in the area. So, I mean, this is turning into full on scaled conflict. This is going to be very much like an Afghanistan, Iraq sort of market, except worse, because they're pissing off their neighbors. And so the neighbors like get involved, and this could turn into another world scale conflict, which kind of sucks. Like, for many reasons, but again, our show is Wall Street themed, so let's stick to that. It sucks because the markets don't ever really behave. Like, remember what we saw in December when you just trucking along, and all of a sudden it just falls straight down. Imagine just trucking along, and then it just drops straight down because some drone flew into some building or something. It really makes your job harder. So I'm going to tell you guys, the way that you work around this kind of environment is, you know, especially when it's fresh now, it's best to avoid. But if you do trade, just know that every 20 minutes, some fake news, it used to be like, you know, maybe once a day or once every couple of days, some good news will come out or some bad news will come out. Now, in the world of AI, you're going to be getting fake news every 20 minutes. I'm already speculating it. Like, you know me, I try to get ahead of things. First time you've ever seen this is a global scale conflict fought in the world of AI, right? Things are real enough where it's not, you know, Goblin Will Smith when you look like a goblin eating spaghetti. Now it's extremely real. In those days, you couldn't believe the AI footage. These days, you can. So there's going to be so much fake news being pumped. This is a war of information. And so you're never going to know what to believe. But the problem is Wall Street's going to react to everything. And so it's going to be, I forecast that this conflict is going to make trading more annoying than December made trading. I had this talk with IDOC last night. She's like, you know, that makes total sense to me. She's like, maybe you should just like take it easy and not trade tomorrow. I'm like, see, she's my best student. She's learning already. Why do your levels change after market open? The levels don't change after market opens. The levels are calculated at market open. So we calculate them the moment we get the options data spooling through, then we calculate hedge pressures and walls and stuff. So anyways, point being said is that you have to be careful with this environment because it's going to have just, you're never going to know, like some video is going to come out that's going to show so-and-so bombs this or so-and-so does that. And then an hour later, it's like, oh no, that's a video game, right? I've seen so many videos of like I think people are trolling or people are trying to put propaganda or maybe people are just doing what I think is going to cause more of it. It's not a conspiracy. It's more along the lines of social growth. This world is so obsessed with their own social growth. Anybody will post anything to get 1 million views and get some impressions. So people are like, you can't separate the sarcasm from the real. Like, check out this tanker got bombed by this airplane. It turns out to be from the video game Arma. And you're like, that's an opening scene from a video game. And somebody is like, oh, I was just trolling. Well, they got 1 million impressions and they got money out of it. So you're going to see a conquest of every social media growth hungry person posting memes and posting crap and posting AI, and you won't know what's real. And Wall Street's going to react to all of it. It kind of sucks. Yeah, you've seen fake footage get debunked by citizens. Oh yeah, already. It's like there's like hate America sites and love America sites that both are on the Iran side of the world. And then these are like, look at this, there's celebrations in the street. They're like, look at this, there's protests in the street. And it's like, God, this reminds you of COVID, doesn't it? It's the first social experiment it came to this. There was like one side of the coin that's like, look at all these dead bodies. And it was like, Okay, that doesn't even look like that's in the United States. The other side of the coin is like, look at these empty hospitals. And you're like, who do I believe, right? Oh God, it's gonna be just the same shit all over again. George Floyd, it was like, look at all these protests. And there's like zooming in on a kid throwing rock in the windows. And there's another thing that's zooming out and he's like, yeah, but he's the only one. And it's really not really a protest. It's just one kid. And look at this. Well, look at these guys. They look like they just put the rocks there in front of the windows because they wanted to start a riot. And they're like, yeah, and like it's somebody filming somebody filming somebody filming somebody, and it's like the truth comes out. Did y'all see the what was it? The Naked Gun remake with Leslie Nielsen? There was that scene where like he tried to trap somebody into a confession, and then they trapped him into a confession, and they trapped them into a confession. It was like layers of like, aha, I gotcha. Oh, I got you. Aha, I got you. It's kind of like that scene, right? This is what it was like back then. Pre-programming, yeah. Y'all see the new Naked Gun movie? It actually was with not Leslie Nielsen, Liam Neeson. So Leslie Nielsen was the original, so Liam Neeson redid it. Y'all see that one? It's pretty funny. Yeah, that one bit though, it was really funny. Yeah, the movie itself was a little kind of like, well, you had to see, you would only like the Naked Gun if you watch them in the 80s because it's supposed to be that just corny, cringy, slapsticky kind of stuff. But that bit was actually really well done. But it was like, I gotcha, and then somebody's like, aha, I got you, and somebody's like, aha, I got you, and then it was like, pretty well done. Can't beat the originals. Yeah, I kind of can't. But he wasn't too bad, like as a choice for that, because he's kind of goofy himself. Thinking about getting back into it, is this a bad time? Should you extend your break? I would say that this is, if you're smart, it's not a bad time. If you overtrade, it's going to be maybe a bad time. Like today, we're already opening below DD bands. It's entirely irrational, right? We proved that in the Asia markets, we rallied and sold, and the European markets, we've rallied and sold. So neither Asia or Europe have sustained upward movement. And of course, we're still in a giant gap down. With NASDAQ, we're gapping down 370 points. With the S&P, we're gapping down 90. So it's kind of like, it's extremely crazy. You're going to have to know that today, the only setups that we have today are inside of liquidity pockets or strong bounce places, right? If monthly hedge pressure is down here or something, strong pivots only, long trades up to band, and the exit is there. There is no betting that we enter the band and keep going. This is probably the trigger, the catalyst. Okay, then we got it. So catalyst might likely be active as well. We need to mark where that is. We closed here yesterday, I think. 952, yep. Okay, so let's go ahead and mark purple lines already. Let's just see. Actually, no, we retraced half, so I wouldn't consider this a catalyst. We'll start from the first run. So we should be fine, because normally when you get sort of like, when you move without retracing half, we like to lock in an anchor point, but this certainly retraced more than half. So no catalyst active. We're sort of just floating a lower DD band. So opportunistic longs, if you're a ballsy candidate for a bull, this is your spot you want to confirm holding. I'm going to say that when we open, it's very likely that we open and just drop. Keep an eye out, right? Nvidia was obviously trading down for the last couple of days, even after its earnings was last week. Was it like Wednesday, I think? After Nvidia's earnings, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. So Wednesday we popped and dropped. Thursday we sold, Friday we sold, and now on Monday we've gapped down and we're still trading down. Somebody said, yo guys, I'm new. Is this guy profitable? Somebody want to answer that question for him? What's up, Black Label? P&L on the screen, 100K, it's $1 million challenge, just 500,000 in the account. This is a real trading account. I don't do props on screen. I trade just real money on my screen. And so you can watch a real trader, real trading account. This I started back in December. And so it's 100,000 to $1 million. I can add funds if it drops below 100,000, and I don't add funds when it goes above 100, and I take it straight to $1 million from 100K. Just to do on stream. It's all on screen too as well. Yes, sir. Alrighty. Guys, hit the like button while you can really quick. We got a ton of giveaways to go. Today we'll be giving a lifetime giveaway today. Another thing is that we're doing a giveaway for the month of March. Obviously, the new numbers have come out. Let me share with you guys again. This is kind of fun. Our prop scoring model, so you have more people here, I'll just share it one more time. Our prop scoring model is moments away from release, and I've done some really cool, just kind of like, just to get out, because we don't, I wish I could use the site to show it, but it's not ready yet to show. And so I went ahead and whipped this up. So essentially you can see like what were the old scores. Now the way that our prop scoring model comes out is it's all math based. And our scoring model is like this. It starts at 5 and it ends at 10. Okay, and that's a really bad exponential curve, but you get what I'm saying. It's more like, I can't draw for sheet yet. Here we go. Okay, so it's like 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then 10. So what this does, and 5 is basically 0 and 10 is 10. We just scale it at 5 because I'm sure people are going to be pissed off with low scores. I really did it this way. But if you come in with your prop score as a 0, your people will be very pissed if they're a 0. So we thought it'd be fair to rank 0 as 5 because psychologically the people feel like that's a better number. But anyways, 5 is our 0. So the score is between 5 and 10. So the worst stuff will be between 5 and 6. So the Apex old accounts were all ranked in the 5s. We call this, again, around our company, we call this the trash bin, 5 to 6. 6 to 7 is like subpar. 7 to 8 is like okay. 8 to 9 is really good, and 9 to 10 is best in class. My Fun and Futures with no sale, the Rapids and Pro are all in the best in class, even with no sale. With TPT with no sale, it's also best in class. With 40% off sale, it is one of the best as well. I put the 2 best on here so you can see them. High 9s. And so the reason it slopes up like this at the end is to stretch the better ones from each other. You really want to zoom in on who's the best. So the 8, 9, and 10, where it ramps up, it stretches the winning category and then it compresses the losers. So everything in the trash bin, 5.4, 5.6, 5.7, it's just going to be the same. It's kind of relatively flat. It takes a lot of change to get out of that hump to get up to the top. And so when you see something that's 9 or 10, it's just exponentially better, not just slightly better. So Apex's old accounts were in the 5s. They were here. Apex's new accounts, their new trailing drawdown revamp with no sale turned out to be slightly better. They moved to the 7s. One of them still 5, but a bunch of them are 7. And then I can show that at 50, 80, and 90% off how the score will change. Apex requires, and I mean requires, an 80% off or better to move to here on value. So unless they're running an 80% off sale, TPT natively and My Fun and Futures natively are better. And that answers that question. That's the whole point of our website, to know what's going on. So you will only want to touch, and that's just, I can't even compare them side by side because it's like, this is the end of the day. So for this to be like 80% off sale, it's finally comparable to TPT with no sale. The TPT's current 40% off sale, 9.4. Apex is 90% off, finally can inch ahead. So unless you got 90% off, then you're not getting anything out of it. The end of the day drawdowns, this is kind of the interesting part, is at the end of the day drawdowns natively rank in the 5s. They're absolutely horrible. 90% off, only one of them makes it to 9, which is the 50K. So 50 is the best of the end of the day drawdowns. The other ones are not that good. And even with the 90% off sale, it's a 6, a 7, and a 6. My Fun and Futures is 9 with no sale. Everything is better. Take Profit is better. I'm sorry, yeah, My Fun is better. Lucid's better. Tradeify's better. Fun and X is better. They're all better. So Apex's new end of the day drawdowns, the marketing people say it's the best thing ever, came out to be the worst end of the day drawdowns of all the majors. They're last place, literally last place. They don't even compare. At 90% off, they barely make it in the top 10. Believe it or not. So that's why we exist, to show you the reality. It's all non-subjective scoring. What makes TPT a 9? A lot of the factors that go into TPT size score has everything to do with the structure of the accounts. It's end of the day on eval. You get huge credit for not being intraday. The payout structure is really good. The 50% consistency is really good. There's a lot of factors that go into the scoring. It ranks everything from time and market to expected failure rate to all the parameters of MLL, DLL, profit target, all of that. It all goes into it. Can you flip? What's the account scaling? What's the probability of success is basically what it's looking for. The overall score is asking what's your return on investment against the expected failure rate for the time you spend in market. And that's really what it's supposed to do. Anyways, let's get ready to trade, you guys. Are ready to do this? Yeah. All right, there we go. Anyways, point is that the new accounts that come out, we'll be able to rank and see how well they actually are. They have to have permanent 80%, 90% off sale to match up with everything else. Pretty neat, right? Yeah, the egg picks also has an activation fee, but it's all built into the same model, right? The idea is if you're gonna pass, fail 7 and lose 1, then fail 7 and pass 1, then you're gonna have 7 failed evals and then 1 that passes with an activation fee. That overall cost goes into the ROI, right? When you graduate from Pro to Pro Plus from Pro, do you keep your balance? You're talking about TPT? Oh wait, hey, Mark's about to open. Ask me that in a minute. We gotta focus. Okay, so we're gapping down. Sorry about that, but I'll get you in a little bit. We are gapping down pretty significantly with negative res. I'm gonna be very much standoffish of this market. We could open and sell. Let me see if I got any kind of evidence for a trade to the upside. We are below DD band. There is a possible DD band reclaim to long. I'm more akin to want to be shorting this as time goes by. Am I trading today? Yeah, I'm back to being short-minded because of the Iran stuff, right? We're going to have like a war of information where there's just AI and crap, just like basically the market's going to go all over the place with this stuff. Today on, let's go this week. Hold on. This week. Oh man, my website's frozen. Let me reload this. Resilience to slightly positive NASDAQ, slightly negative S&P. Do we get a short setup off of DD band? That's the first real question we've got. Resiliences are now positive. This is kind of rushing towards half gap. We are in a sort of bear zone top. Let's see if there's a resistance here at the bear zone. So NASDAQ has popped 120 points out the open the first couple minutes, just kind of randomly off of that. If you are a bear, half gap is that short setup. S&P, if you are a bear, you've got sort of MHP in that same vicinity there. So a nice bull market will break MHP and keep going. A nice bear market will hit it and turn down. It's up to you, whatever you think. So your pivot's 821 and 6838. Oops, let me load up. Historic data is also kind of on its way in. We're like getting ready to release that pretty soon. You guys will be able to see historic hedge pressures and stuff. One step closer to the back testing. Look at our monthly maps loading up here. Gonna wait a little bit on that. DD ratio is 32. Not the craziest. It's kind of getting a little sluggish here. Let me revisit that in a minute. So SPY is at a bear zone top right now with DD at 0.32. So it'll, again, we're still working off the Iran stuff. So not any eagerness to jump in and do anything from here. It is a liquidity pocket EST with monthly hedge. This is that sort of pre-market high area. There is a potential short setup here to bet that we come back down to the bottom. So let's kind of wait on that. Let me prepare for this. Ready to load up. I might take a short off a half gap. Or sorry, off of this area here. So it comes down to sale price. Yeah, so the answer is that we'll be able to look and see what the actual value is based on the sale. So we'll have the sales in there real time. So if the sale is like when this person has 90% off, this person has 40% off, which of the two prop firms are better? And that's kind of like the magic that's going to happen with our site. Catch the soaring knife, LOL. Let's see if, let me double check some. Nvidia pushing pretty hard too. Oh, that's neat. All right, is this the big bull wave that we wanted? I could maybe try a small short position off of half gap. To get something small. I'm going to keep it very light today. This is just, again, I'm going to barely put anything on this. I'm not going to trade like 10, 20, nothing like that. Just scalping around here just to see this. It runs up to half gap, hits the top. Resilience is kind of positive, so it could maybe break, but we got MHP here, we got yellow line here, we got everything here. So my bet would be like maybe we hit it and turn around. Arbitrage is negative 50. I mean, that's just as bad as it can get. It's pretty gross. Guys, do me a favor and hit that like button really quick. Run monthly maps for a moment there. Arbitrage negative 60 now. Monthly maps load up. Come on. There we go. All right, so let me do NQ on the conversion here. 896. Let me just mark it on the chart. And then S&P is going to be... Oh, S&P is good here. Okay. Okay, so these are bear zone tops that I'm marking, by the way. 40 on that. I'm curious what we do. Break MHP, keep going. Then I'll keep this relatively light here. All right. Do we get that drop off of MHP? It's actually fighting to break, so it can go pretty nasty. So off this one, but ratio less than half. So my thought is that this is it right here. Is resistance. This we pop through here and then we come back that. It could like pop pretty heavily, but inside of here the trade is basically, I mean, it's like 120 points, maybe like a 4-to-1 trade. I'm barely putting anything on it. I think it's going to move straight up, but there's my resistance here. I'm just playing out this one. 45, that is resistance at the half, and then negative 70 on arbitrage, dude. Negative 70. All right. So that arbitrage drops to 0, I'll close out the short. Do me a favor, guys, hit that like button while you can. We are rolling here. No, dude, negative 80 on NASDAQ, so. So arbitrage being so low, I can get 80 points to drop on this. What I'm looking for at least. It's interesting to see resilience is actually pretty decent. So it's 19. It's not terrible. S&P just went negative. That's the sign. We're good. All right, baby. Let's go. Let her rip. Okay. Passing the 500K mark. I like to see that. Let's get some play here. Come on. I'm waiting for this to pull back and this as soon as this goes to 0, I'm going to close out. The idea is that we overstretched and then we're about 80 points up off of here. So about maybe 750 is about the target. Negative resilience is resistance off a half gap. I'd be a very, very, very surprised if this went up through there. But we'll see. Goodbye, market. See you at the bottom. I shorted half gap, yeah. Well, again, this is just kind of dangerous to play this market, to be honest, but this is the place to short if there's one. Oh. There is one, then there is one. It's surprisingly resilient here, though. It's trying to hold. So again, it's not plunging, definitely holding. I just want to get that one, just the one red candle I'll close out on. That's all I want to see. Just the one. Give me the good one. $7.45, I'll take it. Lunch protection team in effect? Yeah, probably, right? It's interesting how it's actually kind of very resilient here. What was I trying to look for? Oh, yeah. Calendar. This week. ISM numbers come out in a little bit. The PMI and a bunch of those other prices and employment come out in 18 minutes. Nothing Tuesday. ADP numbers come out Wednesday. And Friday is your retail sales, non-farms, and all that stuff. Friday's going to be a day. Friday's going to definitely be a day. News day. All right, we'll see what's happening. S&P resilience actually turning negative. Maybe I should abandon this. I mean, resilience turning positive. A little bouncy bounce there. Let me double check triple B on VIX because we should still be. It's probably not going to reverse that easily, actually. Probably not the best trade to be in. What's VIX still doing? Oh, why is this? Hold on one second. Let me get my actual chart there. This guy here, what do we got? What do we got? What do we got? Ooh, yeah, we're way above 2017. How is Nvidia looking? Nvidia is actually kind of rallying a little bit. Interesting to see that. A little bit of that. Gold's actually moving up a little bit too. I don't think we're going to be crashing out today. I think once I get my trade, I'm going to get out pretty quick. I'm not really feeling it as much. That one red candle, we can get it. Well, Arb is turning down a little bit more. That's good. But it's kind of holding here. That's interesting to see. So Nvidia is really pushing this. Gold leaning down a little bit after the first opening push. Bitcoin actually slightly green for the day. About 2% up. Oh, might not be as bad as I thought. Well. Let's see. Dun, dun, dun. 41. DD ratio 41. S&P trying to break MHP, which is interesting. With MHP resilience positive, the chances are pretty decent. So I am kind of fighting a possible losing battle here. The odds are about, with the confluence going against me, I'm probably about kind of like 40-60, other than having strong confluence on the resistance here. Might not be a winning trade after all. The only thing I'm betting on is the arbitrage being so high, but this has potential to return to where it has gone, or where it was. About 70-80 points of drop or range is about from here to about, maybe about, well, I guess that was this. That was about the 80 points. So I'll stop on the other side of bull zone. So it's gonna be a little crazy trading around the Iran stuff. So you're gonna get a lot of kind of volatile. You gotta be careful in this market. Sweep overnight high. I think that's the whole goal. Sweep the overnight high and then see what happens. This can continue to go. So I was very bullish on Friday until the Iran stuff started happening, and I'm like, well, I think we're back to choppy market. I'm gonna play ranges like I had been. I think that's probably the smarter way to go to approach it, rather than just trying to maintain a solid bullish or bearish stance. I'm just going to try to play ranges that make sense. And so try to take my trading one day at a time, not really marry a bias. And just understand it's going to be a choppy flip-floppy market. You're going to have overshoots, and just like we're experiencing now, it's going to kind of be a little difficult to trade. Structure is going to be breaking left and right. Like I said, I just took a small tiny trade off of this. I'm not putting too much heavy effort into it, but if it does run, it runs pretty quick. Keep my position small. 10 is very small for this account. Medium small, I would say. Not very small, but my bigger trades are between 30 and 50. So 10 is like a let me take a stab at it sort of play. Good week for scalpers and gamblers. Oh, 100%. Yeah, 100%. Kind of not getting that sell off, so might not be happening. This is the area for the S&P, and actually is building positive resilience, which could actually keep going. So unless something happens in the next 5 or 10 minutes, I'm probably going to just stop out of it. Definitely not adding to it. Let me see what I got going on over here too. Do I want to maybe jump in on the long side? My stop will also be here. So my bet was off of this area would be resistance with a negative arbitrage to pull it down. And it did snap down the 80 points, but it didn't There wasn't a reversal out of it. And we're actually building a little strength, but there's still resistance here at the zone. So where I drew those gray lines earlier, I thought I drew them. Hold on. That's where I drew them. Hold on, let me find them really quick. 898. Oh, it's on the daily chart. That's why. Okay, 898. Let me put on that. 898 is longer term bear zone. So this is also the reason I'm kind of like, okay, so this is the longer term bear zone top. So that's where bearish market is for the longer term. If we're bearish, then that's it. The S&P, it was 6824, so it's good. So that is like the ultimate bear resistance for this. So essentially, if you were a longer term bear to the market, this is your top. If it starts to build any kind of pressure for here, then we're going to snap back in and rally. And that's really kind of like the takeaway. So that's why I'm just like on the edge. Let's sustain the bear side and take a bet on that. We'll see what we can get out of this one. And so my play is betting on the longer term kind of bear market from here. I got my cost basis is 820, which could have been a little bit better. I think I built it around here. I got in way too early, I think. Put a little bit more on it, put 5 more on it from here. $840 is slightly better cost basis, but you can see. We're about to go to the POs, the best indicators. Now it's at 0, so now we kind of met with the stocks again, so that potential is now vaporized. This is it. It's either like now, it's like literally now or never, so. Got about a minute to make my decision here. Go over here and check the tick chart. I'm spending on volatility, not really as much super bearish on the market, but this is that bear zone top with negative DD, so I always take that trade. That's why I'm building it here. It's longer term bear resistance. That volatility's starting to kick in a little bit. Darb just dropped way negative again. I wonder which stock is breaking half cap. It's Tesla and AVGO. AVGO has earnings coming up too as well, don't they? Come on, just give me like one more red candle to go with it, baby. Give me a good one. Give me a good one. Let me trim it back down to 10. Cost base is up a little higher there. Let me close those 5 out. I added 5, closed 5. Now I'm still at 10. Right, give me just the big drop. 80 points down, ARB. 80 points on 898, about 800 on the dot here. Take some profit on some of these shorts as well. I grabbed in my TPTs. And close. Trying to be greedy. They're all up 5,000 bucks, but I'm like, should I hold for more? Let me be greedy on one of them, and let me hold runners in the other two. Okay, I'll drop that one down to 1. This one I'll hold 2. Close that one out of profit. Okay, good. It's not really selling off that easily. The flow is feeling a little more bullish than I was expecting, especially in Nasdaq. Really getting a lot of good carry from the Nvidia trade. AVGO flip flopping is going to be one of the main reasons that we are seeing that arbitrage jump around. Let me put that on the chart for you guys. AVGO its potential has just changed a whole lot. But AVGO is below half gap here with that wide range. You see how ARB just immediately drops. So if AVGO is losing steam here and going back down to 310, there's your potential. And it's about 80 points worth of NASDAQ for this to go to there. So that's the potential. And again, I'm not super confident. That's why I keep adding and trimming. I'm going to keep this position medium light. I'm not doing 20, 30 contracts. If I get a retrace to 752, I'm good. But it's not really building up for a sell-off. You can feel it in the flow. So I'm waiting for conditions to change. Right now, it doesn't feel bearish. But I am going to take the statistical bet on that because I've got my ratio. My ratio is bearish, and this is the longer term bear zone top. So if you guys know how I do this, right? This is monthly maps bear zone top. And I'm saying I'm playing with such a small amount that this is just like, let me do something. If I'm wrong, I don't care. If I'm right, I don't care. If I'm up or down 10K today, I'll be okay with either result. Y'all happy to see me at the 500K mark? This is since the last reset was Christmas. 100K to half a mil. And again, this choppy market's the reason it's kind of like it's up, it's down, it's up, it's down. It's not really like steady growth. I mean, the P&L looks good. But the P&L curve is like, it's funny, it looks like this. Like it's got some bites taken out of it. But the P&L curve does look like that. It's just it's not smooth. There's been a lot of like days where I just got flushed. I survived, I got flushed, made it back on track. But boy, that was tough. Y'all remember that time? Ooh, baby. All right, resilience still positive. The thing is that positive resilience is actually floating this to maybe be a gap fill today. So that's why I'm not very like I'm trading for like a scalp, and I'm not even like super confident in anymore. The problem is we're at two competing signals, and this is the winning signal. This is the stronger one. Resilience being greater than 0, this can try to fill the gap. And then this being less than half, it could immediately hit this and retrace off. So the other option is once it fills the gap, it's going to sell. That is kind of the next play. This is the medium play to bet on some aggression. And then you can see how it's definitely holding with lower highs. And you can feel that flow. You're not getting a lot of liquidation from here at the open. You still got a lot of those bulls from like Thursday and Friday that have been buying the dip. They're like, okay, let me buy the dip today. But I think I want to jump on the cliched trade and just bet on the war. And I think that has been a solid bet. I think most of the time with especially the Iran conflict, even when there weren't actual, when it was just threats, the market was very volatile when they were just threatening each other. But now that there's actual escalation and actual military action, I think I'm going to bet on the volatility just being there. So my greater bias is let me continue to short pops, but I'm not going to be jumping in super quick. I'm going to be very smart in finding the edges to play from. So Bigger bear market does resist 898. That's it. So this is the bigger bear zone top of the bigger month. Isn't that crazy? Do you guys like the way our site is designed? To let you know that unless a certain firm has a sale of X amount, that the account's not as good as this other firm. Pretty neat, right? Yeah, there's like higher lows and higher highs. It's this sort of like compressing. As the volatility is starting to dry up, it's compressing inside of a higher range. Higher consolidation usually can be scary for a short. So we have enough pressure that this can keep going. So it's not stacked up for a short, that's for sure. You've got really strong negative arbitrage, which means there's like 80-point dips. You see how it says negative 80 and we're getting these like 80-point dips just to catch up. That is the volatility. This tells me the volatility about 90 points up and down, about 15 points up and down on the S&P, which is why I'm not going to be and again, we don't know. Oh, that should be the PMI data, I think, coming out this morning. Let's see what we got on that. 52.4 on a 51.5 estimate. Previous was a 52.6, so we beat the estimate, but we came down a little bit from the last. It's relatively flat. I wouldn't consider that a big news. Good news, bad news. That was so we had the ISM numbers come out. So we had the manufacturing prices, the PMI, and the new orders index. The new orders index came in at a 55.8 on 53 forecast. So that shows a little bit of growth. Prices paid went up to 70 on a 60 forecast. That's huge. So that's actually a big miss on those prices. So, yo, ding, 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 ding. 500K mark, baby. 500K mark. I'm happy with making something. Making a little bit. Again, it's not really dying like I'd want it to die. I'm just kind of like, nah. Let's trim it back down to 5. I don't want to be too aggressive to this one. Like I said, it's not really flying like I thought it would. Thought I trimmed a little bit more there. It was so great, like being at the pool and making another like 70,000 bucks while I was sitting there. That was kind of fun. Little flip flop there with some positive arb. Looks like we got some runners. Let me see who's moving. Microsoft now and Microsoft both and Apple. So Apple's now the movers. So let's take a look at Apple. Apple breaking half gap. That's a big sort of playoff. So, but we have hedge pressure in the middle. So this is kind of a fight here. Yeah, if we break out of this, we've actually got a kind of like a bull run ahead of us. So don't be too, like I said, don't be too heavy on bear side bets here. We're getting some love from the stocks today. The selling pressure has held half gap all 3 of these times. So I just trimmed back down to 5. Like I said, I took profit here, trimmed to 5. Now we're back to the bear zone top. I'm probably not gonna add to it. If we drop from, hold on, let me see if I can. Settings. Why that was showing up there. If I go to 750, it's, 13 grand, not that big. Not that big of a deal. This is good. This is actually looking a little better. All the indicators are starting to move. We're getting some movement. Apple's moved up. Microsoft was another one that was on the list. Take a look at that. Microsoft went up to MHP. I'm moving a little bit sort of like against resistance. So this is where resistances will be if they exist. So that's up to you to decide. Get a big giant green candle out of nowhere. That's the scary part, because we are volatile enough to have that. All right, you guys. Question: who's shorting? Who's longing? What y'all's play? I'm curious. What are y'all doing? You called it? You better believe you called it. What are you doing today? Longing. I'm feeling less confident about the short as the minutes go by. But this is the spot. There are people buying the stip. It's a very strong showing from Nvidia to start out the morning too. Still 41 on the ratio, so it's not very bullish yet on the overall grand scheme of things. You need it to be a little bit higher. Now we need to see, and so S&P actually pushed a little bit further towards filling its gap. But see, S&P's got a limit up here. This is what I'm telling you guys. S&P fills its gap, negative DD brings us back down. That'd be probably what it will do if we do ever reverse. So S&P slightly higher, 88. And then we pull back to there. And then if it fails, then it fails from there. I've trimmed my position from 15 down to 5, just holding a 5 runner to hold through that volatility. So basically I got in heavier, closed out, got in heavier, closed out a little bit, holding onto a small runner to play a wider range, smaller position. You guys know the drill there. Easy does it. It's surprisingly not bearish. Not as bearish as I thought it was gonna be. Our charge is back down to being negative, which is not strong enough. Minus 40 is kind of on the edge there of being applicable, but not as bad as it was earlier. So S&P to 68.88 is the final push there. I think that I'm probably just gonna hold through it with the 5 contracts. I keep my drawdown small. I've been playing the range, kind of moving my cost basis up to 880 now. So I'm at 880 with 5, which is a little better. I'm not going to add to it until we fill the gap. And then that's the better play, I think. All right. I'm gonna put this over here at the top. Put us in the middle would be about 802. That range there. Okay. This is getting closer to 50, so we're getting a few more stocks on the move. It's starting to actually repair. Do a pretty good job at repairing itself. overall sentiment for me is the market in general. I've kind of flip-flopped a couple of times because conditions have changed. As of like last Monday, I flipped my bias to bullish. And then Nvidia earnings came out. We started selling. Then I was like, well, let me buy some dips. And then Friday, I was like, we're bullish. Friday, I was ready to grab some dips. And then Iran war happened. And now I'm kind of like, well, I'm back to playing it like it's choppy. So for me, I'm back to trading ranges like I was back in November. I'm not picking a thesis. I don't think it's going to be bullish yet. I think that we need, unless, again, today could prove me wrong. If we break into bear zone and then break up in liquidity pocket on monthly maps, then it'll disprove my thesis tomorrow and back to being bull. But I'm committed to playing volatile range instead. So essentially shorting highs, buying dips, but not bearish. So my overall sentiment is not to be bearish. It's to play the market like it could be bearish. So essentially shorting highs, but very short-lived scalps. Not like I'm shorting it for the market to crash. I don't think the conflict in Iran is enough to make the stock market turn around. It's just enough to make it volatile. And so with the volatility the way that it is, I'm just going to play ranges like we did before. Basically not chasing bull ups. If I miss out on the best green day there ever was, don't even care. So essentially when we go to highs like this, I'm not like, man, I'm missing out on the bull run. Let me get in. I'm trying to play like I did in November. Giveaway today? Yes, sir. Like there is every single day. We do giveaways all day, every day. So S&P probably on path to fill its gap. We do have some hedge pressure breaks right here. So 69 up to 90. That's about a 20 points. It's about 80 points in NASDAQ, which pushes us right about 25,000 interact with. I might just like, I want to hold on to 25,000 puts me down 10K. Not that big of a deal. Let me see if I can pre-prep some of my, like I said, I still want to play the range. If we fill the gap, then that's pretty much it. So let me see if I can't prep some prop accounts for that too. Ready for that. What do you guys think overall? Before I tell you anything about the scoring model, what is your first impression of the new Apex? Has end of the day drawdown, but they have DLL and consistency and funded. What's your thought of that? Before I tell you the answer, what is your thought on that? Same old Apex. DLL was the big downer. DLL is why the score is horrible. Still that same subjective scoring or subjective payout. Sort of like maybe we'll pay you out, maybe not. Thinking to reverse a gap fill. That's my intent. But it's again because it's a range, right? There's a bigger range. I'm engaged medium and I'm gonna be engaged heavier. So like I got in medium and then I've trimmed my position down. So basically I got in, I was in 5, then 15, then the 10, then the 5, and now I'm back into 5, and then I'm gonna get it with maybe a bigger position here if I've got evidence. Right now, I don't have, see earlier I had negative 80 arbitrage, which was great, which allowed me to see 80 points of chop, but it's not reversing. So if we get up to there and ARB goes back to being negative, then I'll probably add to it. If not, then I'll be out on the other side of this. So the path is, that's basically it. Now this is a bigger run because it's volatile. And like I said, I'm keeping the position very small. So I'm not even barely engaged with this, but I don't think it's going to reverse and sell off from here anymore. I'm convinced that it won't. The only reason I'm not closing the position either, I just trimmed it lighter, is because when the market's volatile and sensitive to news, kind of just want to be engaged in the position you want to be in, but keep it small enough that you can hold through whatever range that you're looking for. So I'm not trying to scalp this anymore. I'm trying to now build off of this. And now again, we are breaking into liquidity pocket on monthly maps, which is this area here. This is a good sign for bull market, at least for NASDAQ. S&P has the gap fill limit there. Apex has said no payout rejection. I'm curious y'all's thoughts. The bull zone is actually right here at 936 on NASDAQ. So let me make sure I take a look at that. So this is where the market turns bullish for the overall monthly maps bull zone. Bull zone bottom here. So this is actually the liquidity pocket for the month. This actually, easy beat. Even Tradeify has DLL. Well, yeah, the accounts though, the accounts ranking came in very, very interesting, despite the marketing attempt, like I said, and that makes sense. You know, we never did any business with them really. We had a code, we never really used it until they started like flying out and whining and dining me and iDoc, taking us out. You're like, use our code, we're changing everything, build some trust in us, we're changing all this stuff. And that's why I was still like asking you guys, I was polling the community, like, what do you guys think? You know, what do y'all still think? Y'all had some really negative opinions. You're like, don't work with them, don't work with them. I was like, they're giving us like, you know, like a ton of giveaway accounts. I mean, it's free shit. Or like, we still don't want them. I did the poll on Twitter. 7% of people said it was their favorite firm. 60% of the people said it was a scammer. They don't use them. It was really, actually it was 70%, I think. It was really alarming how I was like, okay, well. And for maybe like a month or two, we were an active affiliate. I call us active, actually like doing giveaways and stuff. That was 70%. So we don't work with them anymore, but you guys like the new accounts. The real thing is that the marketing was clearly to hype up some big release, and the end of the day accounts came in being the worst on the list. Even with the 90% off sale, they don't beat any of the other bigs. They don't beat Tradeify. They don't beat Lucid. They don't beat my Funded Futures. They don't beat Funded Next. The allowances inside of them, it's all hidden in the subtext. The surface marketing looks great. The subtext, the account design is actually very poor. It's designed just like the old trailing drawdown. It's designed to make you lose. They're not good. They're actually, the new intraday drawdown accounts are actually a lot better. The new trailing drawdown ones are good compared to what they used to be. On our scale of 5 to 10, they went from a low 5 to a 7. So the intraday is the improvement. The end of the day is the weakest end of the day account of all of the ones we work with. The activation fee is a big part of the score drop. Yeah. So pretty a code. We don't have one yet, but we're gonna get a code for everybody at some point. So the scoring model, let me explain something to you guys about the scoring model. Let me give you guys a quick understanding of how it works. When you talk about the 6th payout, it doesn't matter. That's kind of like when you try to compare live accounts. We'll have different considerations in the future for multiple payouts, et cetera, but to baseline every single prop firm out there to score against each other, you have to score to first payout only and what you get out of it. Because prop firms are designed to squeeze you before the second payout. It's only like, if you do like think about it, very, very few. It's a 1% of 1% of people. Even worse than that. About 1% of 1% of people are going to make it to where they're going to get all the way to the end. So you can't really compare something for what it's, you can't compare airlines based on first class ticket because you might not be the one in first class, right? You have to compare like what everybody's main experience is. The site is not up and running yet for you guys. It's only on the test server for us. It should be up and running in about a week for the alpha testing. The actual scores that came through, I just letting you guys know, the original account. So our scoring model is ranked on a ranking scale of 5 to 10. it's an exponential scale, so that 5 and 6 is really flat, 7 and 8 starts to grow, and 9 to 10 moves up like this. So 5 is essentially 0 on a normal linear scale. We rescale it from 5 to 10 exponential. So the original accounts were ranked in the low 5s, which is probably as bad as it can get. The new intradays actually came in with no sale, closer to like, one of them still 5, but 3 of them are the mid 7s, which actually turns into be like average or okay. So the new intradays are actually pretty good. That's the only improvement though. And the best one of all of them is actually the 50K. When you have a 50% off or an 80% off or 90% off sale, the score gets slightly better. So unless they're running a perpetual 90% off sale, these accounts won't be better than the TPT accounts, which are perpetually at a 9 with no sale. So like if Apex is not having a sale, then they're really low ranked compared to TPT. So TPT comparison is actually better in all aspects. At 90% off sale and 40% off sale, then they're neck and neck. So you need a massive sale at Apex to compete with TPT's general 40% off, and always has. So that's kind of the way to look at it. Now the end of the day drawdowns, it looks like the 50K is the best one right here. And so when you look at all of this, 9 is the highest it gets with a 90% off. So even with 90% off, it's still a 6, a 7, a 6, and there's 1 9. By comparison, my funded futures with no sale are all 9s. So even with the 90% off sale, it's not even better than my funded futures without a sale. And so the accounts being ranked at 6 and 7 is considered below average, subpar. So the new accounts on end of the day don't even compete. They're not going to beat Top Step. They're not going to be Funded Next. They're not going to beat Tradeify. They're not going to beat Lucid. Why they're all 9s for my funded future? Most of the high score 9s come with the fact that there's no consistency and no DLL. These are big scoring factors on the difficulty. A lot of it all has to do with the ROI that you're expected to get against the failure rate for the time you spend in market. So it's just the way that the accounts are designed. It's all built into one sort of model, right? And my funded futures is in TPT just have really good design accounts. Why DLL is not that good? Right, so I explained it earlier. Again, this is going to be a game-changing site, and we've been talking about it for a while. Like I said, we're already starting to piss off some prop firms by talking about it and talking about how low ranked some of their scoring is. But like I said, I'm going to be a disruptor with this, and we're going to get huge with this thing. And it's a free service for you guys, by the way. And so that's the best part. So DLL, right? Here's an example. You have 2,000 profit target and 1,000 MLL to lose. And then you have 2 options. Option 1 is no DLL. Option 2 is 500 DLL. Okay. So with no DLL, you can trade the full loss to make the full gain. You can go for 2-to-1 trades. With DLL, that's how much you're going to lose as a hard stop no matter what against how much you're going to gain. So for the same journey to 2,000 profit from 0, with no DLL, your MLL changes your reward to risk ratio 2-to-1. To a $2,000 trade, you can get a 2-to-1 trade. With $500 DLL, then you have to get a 4-to-1 trade to get the same distance. It becomes harder. The market conditions change. The trade becomes less probable to make. It's the idea is that like to get a 2-to-1 trade is like getting dealt 2 pair. To get a 4-to-1 trade is like getting dealt a royal flush. You need how many times does the market move up 4 before it draws down 1? Very rare, right? So it requires a rarer condition for the same effect. Because it's a rarer condition, a harder trade, you're going to have a lesser score. That makes sense? So the point becomes, and imagine that if you're trading in a range of chop, and with especially you have trailing drawdown, the chop, you go up and come down, it actually stops you out and you lose the account. you need the chop to move up 4 before it chops 1. The no DLL case, you only need it to move up 2 before it chops 1. I said that backwards, sorry. So you need a bigger breakout to escape the choppiness as well. If you have $500 worth of DLL, then it's more likely that you get stopped out even when you're winning the trade. And if you have no DLL, the higher the loss limit you can take, the more you can absorb impact of choppiness. So DLL is known in the prop industry as being the one of the bigger things that limits scalability, because it forces you're only going to basically, you have to get, with less DLL, you can get bigger R&R by just holding. If you have less R to R, then you get stopped out faster. So the higher R to R that you need, the probability is less to get the same trade. Like I'm gonna get this target, but man, it's got to be 10 to 1 to get it. So as DLL amount gets smaller, your score just absolutely tanks. DLL is one of the bigger factors that affects scoring difficulty. Is there active monthly map level for S&P? Oh, I'm not even watching the charts here. It's like chopping all over the place. For S&P, yeah. So we're sitting here at S&P. Active bear zone and bull zone on S&P. I marked it on here somewhere. Yeah, bear zone was like right here at I think it was like 24. Yeah, so right here was the bear zone. So we're doing solid on monthly maps on S&P. Somebody said I pretty much have a martingale strategy. I would go back to ChatGPT and Google what that actually is. That's a martingale strategy. Is you just double and double and double and double until you win. That's not how I trade. I've been trading online on YouTube for over 10 years. I've been showing how to turn 5,000 into 100,000 bucks. I don't use that strategy. I use very rock solid, really strong pivots, and I trade off of them. I double and double and double until you lose. LOL. Yeah, exactly. I am by far the most profitable trader on YouTube, and I'll take anyone's challenge against that. Anybody. You can tell anybody out there I said that. Works until it doesn't. Somebody said you'll all see zero with my strategy. I've only seen extra zeros with my strategy. I don't know. 16 years of trading hasn't happened yet, so I don't know. I see extra zeros with my strategy. My net worth, that's for sure. Rips is a good trader. He would be the only person out there that'd give me a run for my money. That's it. There's nobody else out there would come close. You can take every other influencer out there, and I don't think they would come close. They're all, no shade, they're all good. But, you know, I just know I'm better. I think ADR has any validity. I don't use that, so I don't have a lot to say about it. Wait, somebody said that I got blacklisted because I teach students the game and how to make money off of props. That's funny. I'm telling you, dude, I'm a disruptor to the prop space. Yeah, I teach you guys how to beat the system. Okay, look, I'm telling you guys, they're not gonna like it. But I'm not out there to, you know, I'm the trader making money trading. I'm not out there to bow down to anybody's steak dinners. You know what I'm saying? Like, I literally teach a boot camp class on how to game the Apex system. I do. It's very widely known in here that I teach people how to trade props the way that beats the system, not just wins at trading. I teach you how to understand the parameters, how to navigate inside of them. That's why we went viral. Yeah. Song competition? Yeah, we're gonna do another song competition. But like I said, I definitely have a strategy that trades off of really solid pivots. It's all about position management. See, that's the trick, right? You scale down to whatever you need to do. Here was my trade today, right? I shorted 5, I shorted 10, I shorted 15. I closed, wait, actually I was 5, 10, I closed out, and I'm at 5, so I don't remember I closed out the 10. But I know here I closed out 5, and then here I closed out maybe 5 too. I don't know. But essentially I'm at 5 now. I know that the market's not going to be definitively selling off or rallying easily from here. I think it's probably going to rally because I think it's going to go against me, and I have a bigger bet against the bear market on the longer term scale. My trade is just really small. Like, I have no desire to risk a lot from here. I'm just betting on the longer term resistance from here. What's that? I'll tell you guys, everyone out there has something to say. 0 people have challenged me to a trade-off. They know that, you know, everyone talks shit for views. That's how the world goes. But 0 people have ever said, I'll out trade you. They know. I mean, they know I'm really good. They wouldn't do it. I had a standing challenge on my YouTube, and I was like, you know, I'll trade somebody 5 to 10 mil if you want. Let's go big. Let's go small. There's no takers to that. But it's cool. Like, I just do my own thing, and I like to live my life as a disruptor. I don't like to live my life as anything other than, you know, disrupting the system. I think it's cool to think outside the box and not play the game they give you. I like to play the game that makes sense. This is how I trade. This is how I try to do things different. I'm okay with that. Yeah, Apex's payout caps are one of the limiting factors to having a good score too. You challenge me with my strategies though? I'd be scared of you guys more than I'd be scared of anyone else. That'll scare me. Bum, 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 bum. Oh, I gotta let y'all. I'd even show up my my other prop counts here too. I took this short in some props earlier, and I didn't even I realized the screenshot's not even on there. But yeah, so cat's out of the bag, because I know like the whole point was like, you know, hey, nice to meet you guys. We love to work with your community. We got these awesome things coming out. It's this huge marketing campaign that they put a lot of money and effort into, and hired employees to go out and tell everybody about. And now I'm reading online, everybody's like, oh, it's the best thing ever. It's a game changer. It's this and that. They're reading a script. You know, I got handed the same script. I didn't read the script. I'm telling you guys the truth. The new end of the day, a drawdown accounts are the worst in the business. They literally are that bad. It's a good step in the right direction, but this game changer marketing, you guys, our site is gonna let you see through the marketing. I don't read the script reads me. It's like, yeah, you know, this is what's coming out. It's the best thing ever. It's just, and I say the script, it's not like they handed me a script. It's more like, this is what we're marketing, you know, A, B, C, D, E. This is great. This is great. This is great. Everybody's just regurgitating the marketing. I want to see the numbers to make my trading decision. And this is what I said. You're going to trust a bunch of, you know, unprofitable prop traders as your decision maker, or are you going to let the numbers speak? And this is why we exist. And we're going to piss. I'm sure like the top 10 prop firms are going to love us. The bottom 40 are going to hate my guts. And that's absolutely the way I want it to be. 100%. Everyone's over the top for Apex, and I'm not putting it past anybody for marketing them. They're gonna make a whole lot of money off of the sale. I mean, that's kind of the affiliate trap I got pulled into. It's like, you know what it's like being an affiliate. Now, I'll blow the lid off the whole thing. Being an affiliate, especially a big one, especially one as big as us, they're very involved in your community, and they're always like feeding you things. We're doing this, we're doing that, we're doing this, and as an affiliate, you can say, oh man, all I gotta do is talk about it tonight, and then I'll make $20,000 tomorrow in sales. And it doesn't matter if you do your homework or not. There's no prerogative for you to do it. Just spit it back out on Twitter. That's the quickest 20 grand you ever made. I don't put it past anybody for being like that, but for you guys, you're not, as customers, you're not getting useful information. Somebody's got to do it. Well, I'm a rich motherfucker that doesn't need money from affiliates, even though I make a shit ton from it. I don't need it, so I don't care to play the game because it's my only source of income. So my point is, I'm going to tell you guys the real numbers because I have nothing to lose. Everyone out there, scared to lose that affiliate code. Boy, that's the only way they put food on the table. They're not going to tell you how it is. They're going to read the script. They're going to take the paycheck. And like I say, there's levels to like how much some of these affiliates do and don't make. And it's the easiest money you'll ever make in the world. Which I don't put it past anybody for just saying what they're told to say. But they don't have any incentive to go out there and spend 4 hours at a coffee shop to like work through the numbers. And hey guys, I got the real evidence. I know this is the best thing ever, but maybe it's not. So who's going to shoot themselves in the foot? These kids make money off of this. I get it. But you guys as customers, you don't have a truthful source of information, and you do now, and that's us. Where do I see the false in New Apex offering? Mainly because the cost is low, the payouts are limited, and they have DLL and consistency when funded. These things will completely nuke your score. Plus, they have subjective payout rules. While they claim they don't, they're going to have to prove that they don't. Subjective payout rules is historically proven, and it's going to take some time for people to not see that. The other side of the coin would be like Tradeify. There's no subjective payout. You're never asked to submit anything or prove anything, or you're never waiting for payout. Same day payout, or same day approval, same day payout kind of things. It's automated process. It's fully automated. There's no subjectivity. You get a higher score based on that. Apex shoots themselves in the foot by having subjective payout requirements where you have to do something that you don't understand. Like maybe you'll get a payout. That's not, your score tanks on that too. And again, it's all based on the firm's own behaviors and the firm's own stats. There's no subjectivity put in the scoring. So somebody said, kept in the live accounts. I don't believe Apex has a live program. Went to dinner with them. IDOC and I were both there, and I remember talking to them. The first thing I ever asked was like, you know, I'm really skeptical about you guys not paying people out. And they were like, oh, we're going to change that. You know, we're very, very solid firm. We're the biggest firms in the world. So their argument kept being like, we're the biggest firm in the world. We wouldn't be the biggest firm if we cheated people. I'm just like, I was sitting there listening to a sales pitch every time we met too. And I was like, look, just bear with me. Do you guys have a live program? Yes, we have a live program. How many people are in it? Well, I don't know that off the top of my head, but you know, it's reserved for the best traders. We do have live traders. And I was like, can you name one? I literally was like, can you name one? He's like, oh, I don't know off the top of my head, you know, but we reserve it for the best traders. And I said, look, I know tons of influencers, tons of people. And to be honest, none of us know a single live trader at your firm. You can be real with me. Do you have a live program? Yeah, of course we have a live program. So it was that dance around, and I don't believe they have a live program until I see somebody that sent it, and an influencer doesn't count. For average shows, I don't think there's a live program. Yeah, influencers is different. They're offering live accounts so that you guys can see that there is a live account out there. They gave them the big people. And that's different. That's, you know, come on now. It's a marketing thing. Let me see when someone that doesn't have a YouTube channel has one, because I've been waiting to see if anybody ever went live with the firm. That's all I care about. Different if somebody is like, yeah, I was given a live account to trade with. That's just part of the marketing, right? Nothing wrong with doing that, but it's kind of like you're marketing a product that doesn't really exist to bait people into buying other product. I just want to see personally that they have a live program that actually exists, that the average people can get into. We polled the community, 0 people here are live. Out of the millions of people that see this channel, so. The move is discretionary, no guarantee. Right, and that affects the score, right? When there's things that are discretionary and you don't have rigid rules, sets, it kind of makes things. So our goal is not to do anything but bring the truth to the marketplace. So the idea was, the reason I rushed it out, because it's the perfect opportunity. There's this massive hype, there's this massive marketing push, and you guys are being sold magic beans, you know? Like, I got nothing to lose, so here's the actual numbers. We are very truthful in our approach. We're not picking favorites. We're not dogging on people we don't like. There's none of that. It's going to be truth, truth, truth. If My Fun of Futures starts having crappy scores, you guys are going to see it. They could hate me for it, right? At least we owe it to you guys to give y'all some good data. You love beans? I love beans too. All right. I don't know if we're getting that sell-off that I was looking for. We're still back in liquidity pocket on the bigger. So I made 8,000 in my TPT and 3,000 in one of my Fund Next accounts, and then this is just down 6. I'm sort of just trading flat for the day. Site will be available, open to the public, and 100% free, at least at launch, as long as it supports itself. You guys using our code is going to be what supports the effort. So you guys are like, you know, supporting some kind of affiliate out there and making your paycheck for them because you like them or whatever. Cool. If you use our code, it supports that site. And it supports the employees that work for that. So you can't have end of the day drawdown accounts with with DLL and consistency. Just is not going to be good. So I could have a good score. It's a step in the right direction, but they did fall flat. At the end of the day, it's fall flat. There's no reason to touch them. 50% consistency and daily loss limit once funded. You might as well just give them your money. My Fund of Futures, the reason their score is so high, once funded, no DLL, no consistency, right? Like, it's a huge difference in your pass rate with those two things removed. What about resets? Don't they count? I think so. Depends on certain firms. Yeah. Y'all look tired? No, man, I'm good. I'm really good. I was spending all weekend like catching up on so much stuff I needed to work on, which is good. We've got historic walls and hedge pressures and stuff coming out. We got our official offer from Go Charting for our official partnership, so I have that document to get going through. I was wrapping up tax related stuff and lawyer related stuff. I've made a couple new LLCs, so the lawyer's sending us like all the documents for it and everything. We went last week and we looked at our next retail space we're gonna get. So we're waiting for the proposal from the landlord for that one. Been a busy weekend. So our scoring model takes into account resets, by the way. It's part of the genius of it. So an example is a firm that has a $100 account versus a firm that has a $20 account plus, 90% activation fee or whatever. We account for like how many times you're going to pass versus how many times you're going to fail versus the one time you pass in the risk model. The example is the risk model would say you're going to fail 20 times before you pass one. And therefore, the overall cost is included. The 20 evals and the one pass will be accounted for the total price versus 20 times this on baseline. So we actually account for an actual failure rate model. And you can actually program the site with your own stats too, which will allow you to put in your own pass fail rates and then rescore best on your expectations. You can actually go in there. Now, phase 2 will have a lot more of these tailored ideas, which would be like you can go in there and say, when I trade my funded futures, my historic, I'll fail 5 and pass 1 historically for me. And then it will tell you what your cost will be with that failure rate across the board, or just for that one firm. You can go in there and say, with Apex, I passed 60, fail 60 before I pass 1. What's its score for me? And the score for me is very important. What microphone do I have? I have a Rode Procaster, and I've had it for over 10 years, but part of the trick to audio is the software that it lands into. So I've got like, I've got my, this is XLR, by the way. So I have XLR coming into an analog box that inside of it has a first catch noise gate and an EQ and a compressor. So I run those through that. Then I run it through a second softer audio to sort of create like an additional effect to it. And then it runs through a second compression in there as well, with there's a slight effect for the sound that I do. It creates sort of like a part of my secret for my sound. Anyways, it creates like a sort of like softer, deeper sound, and a quieter environment around me really amplifies that. So I have like a room that's padded pretty well with sound dressing. So I've got like fiberglass panels all around me. So it's really almost like a radio station. And then finally it goes into the encoder here, which it goes through a another 3-part adjustment. So I've got 3 different softwares that see the sound before it goes live. So part of it, the mic is perfect for that, but it's a dynamic mic. It's got to be the perfect angle, the perfect distance. And then with the actual software adjustments, which you have to basically guess and test for yourself. But this is an amazing mic. I wouldn't get anything else more expensive. Software was pretty cheap, and the mic is like really good. Does the website factor in buffers required when funded? Yeah, it does. Safety nets, buffers, all of that. It's taken into account. Every prop firm is. So another thing that I'll tell you is that when people say, well, what about the live program? What about payout 5 and payout 6? We're not comparing payout 5 and payout 6. Every score is based on first payout because the majority of traders don't even get there. So it's kind of like when you're making like an airline comparison model, which airline ranks the highest? You can't just say, well, United has the best first class over what? You're not flying there. None of you guys are. Some of y'all are, maybe, I don't know. You're basing it on the quality of the peanuts that you get in coach. You're basing it on the quality of service there. You can't just say they have the better first class. You're not dreaming from coach on what your experience will be like to something you'll never have. So the 5th payout, 6th payout is really a farce. Never ever makes it that far. So the reality that the first return on investment is the comparison, right? That's the appropriate comparison to make. So it's how much do you return your initial investment out the door? Yes, if you get lucky enough to go to second payout, your ROI might get a little bit better because you can make a little bit more. But then it's like a percentage of a percentage of a percentage. It's less and less and less of the population. The score doesn't make any sense. Who has the better payout 4, the better payout 5? It's the very first payout that matters because no one ever makes it to that. So it's your immediate return on investment, which is really the most important. Like I said, we thought of everything here. People used to say, well, TopStep has the better live program than whatever. It doesn't matter. Yeah, you get an extra foot of leg room in first class. Like, who's buying that ticket? Nobody is, right? So, cool if you can filter out which factors important to you and get a different rating based on personal priorities. You can, Jory. So there's a 5-point scoring system. Point number 1 is the overall score, which is the ultimate weenie shake of these firms. The first one I showed you guys was the overall score. Then inside of that, there's 5 additional points you can sort by. 5 is reviews, so there's 1 subjective review, and these don't go into that. This is an independent score that uses factors that go into all of them. Reviews don't go into any of the other mathematical scores. There's an overall review score as a separate factor. So you can sort by which one has the best reviews. You can sort by other factors of shopping. Price per time in market, drawdown per price, difficulty score, ROI value. ROI value of first payout. So which one gives me the best bang for my buck? This one I can 10x, this one I can 5x. You can have one for that. which one I'm a very, 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 very bad trader, somebody could say, and I don't pass easily. The longer I'm in the market, I fall apart. So okay, so now you can find which one is the best value for time in market. I want something that I can pass as quick as possible, because I'm not, somebody can say I don't do very well staying in the market long periods of time. I got to pass as quick as possible. So price per time in market, right? Or the value of how quick I can get out. Drawdown per price. You can say I'm a very, very, very good trader. I don't even care. What's the best account I can buy? The drawdown is the size of your account. So what's the best drawdown I can get for the price? Right, and that's where those individual metrics you can sort by as well. So you have a proprietary 5-point scoring system. One of the 5 is reviews, and then an overall score, which is what we call our credit score. So it's like the credit score is the overall, all of it mixed in together, but you'll be able to filter and sort by the particular factors that matter to you. And I'll have explanations on the site as to why each one of them is important. But nothing is going to be overlooked. Like Apex is a lot of stuff hidden in that FAQ. It looked like the marketing looks good on the surface, but when you dig in and get the actual numbers, it's not as impressive as you would see on the, and again, no shade. We just look at the numbers, right? And when something else is hot next week, Lucid comes out with something new. I think they came out with something new Friday. We haven't, again, everything's still manual right now because we don't have employees plugging everything into the site yet. But we will next week, and we'll probably be on top of it in real time from probably like 2 weeks on forward. Whatever comes out that's new, we'll be talking about it. It'll be content here. And we won't play favorites. We won't soften the blow for someone we're an affiliate with. We won't increase the beating for someone we're not affiliate with. We'll be very, very straightforward about everything. You know, my thought is we might have a lot of people not like us. Matt, good morning. King of trading and pro form at large compared with others. What's up, man? Welcome to the stream. I don't think I'm going to I think I'm going to win today's trade. I've been sort of just playing that we stay in the bear zone. It's not really happening. I'm a little impressed to see the S&P and the Nasdaq react as strongly as it did today. We've now filled the gap in the S&P on the gap down in futures, which is at 76, by the way. Nasdaq has also filled its gap, which was right about 942, give or take. Trailing max drawdown got you, even though you're in profit. Well, that's part of the problem with trailing drawdowns. As much as I like TPT, that's my least favorite. This has been my least favorite prop firm to trade with. Not because TPT is bad. TPT is one of the best ones out there. It's good. I hate trailing drawdown for my style of trading. It's like the least, for me, trailing drawdown is like the least like a successful application of my trading style. Trailing drawdown is for like super quick scalpers in and out. Oh shit, I forgot to do the giveaway. You guys forgot to remind me. It's kind of late to do a lifetime giveaway. I'll do it. I'll have to do it tomorrow at exactly like maybe 9:30 in the morning or 9. Did I even forget to post? Let me see something. All right, I'm going to fill the gap and tank out of this. Curious. Dropping back down to bear zone. Is this the end? So, I don't really have a lot of... Resilience is pulling back just a little bit on the S&P. But it is actually solid here. There's not really any big selling pressure. I haven't really done too much. I still have a one contract runner in this one TBT account, and I'm not trading anything else. Sad. I'm like, VIX is picking up, Nvidia's pulling back. Bitcoin is now up almost 5% today. This has been one of the more impressive Bitcoin rallies I've seen. From 65 all the way to 69 tonight. It's kind of a crazy morning there. Gold is up about 2%, but also selling off for the hour. Gold's just in this huge gap up due to the war stuff. So this is the first sort of shift in dynamic of the way the market's been moving. Gold selling, gold is like now rallying a little bit. Bitcoin's pulling back a little bit. Market's pulling back a little bit. VIX is turning up a little bit. So whatever buyers are here, this is probably, you know, this is where it's kind of like testing its exhaustion point. The sell down is coming. Yeah, I honestly think that MHP is where it'd be nice to end up today, down here. A nice there would be nice. Let's see what we get. Arizona still there. It's certainly pressing pretty hard here. Let me. Oops. All right, what do we got? Do I want to like add to this at the zone top? Ratio less than half. Do I want to short this? Further. Conditions are slightly worse on the S&P side. Resilience is starting to deteriorate a little bit. After that gap fill, it's still trying to hold. We can double this to 10. I'll do 12. Let's take the stab in some of these profit counts. I'm betting that S&P resilience goes negative after the gap fill. This is where we filled the gap. And then that's probably it. So I'm going to try one more time from here. Build a little bit of a bigger position there. This is like the slowest moving day compared to what I thought we would be seeing. I thought we would actually be seeing a lot more volatility. Believe it or not, this is very stable. So this is sort of that, that sort of, you know, we had the futures gap down. So this is where that limit is. We went right back up to fill the gap 2 times and failed. So I went ahead and added to the position here. Just a bet. Again, this is top of DD ratio is deteriorating a little bit. This is the bull zone top. To basically bet that we still close in bear zone territory. So I've now made a slightly larger bet up here, added a little bit to that. There's no really strong evidence though that we are going to be selling. No, this is typical DD ratio less than half is typical. So the bet is that we resist the liquidity pocket. And so it says resistance right here. That's just the trade. So just to build a position at the top, get my cost basis as close to this as possible. Trump talking in 2 minutes. Snooze market. I wonder what he's going to say. All right, guys, hold on. Let's get our ready. Let's see what the giveaways today, as we always do. What is our giveaway schedule for today? All right, let's do a fun to next to get started here. No, I'm sorry, ETF. We always do ETF to get started. My bad. Be right back. Type ETF in chat, everybody. I will be right back. I gotta do lifetime, but the views have pulled back. I gotta do views lifetime at the peak of views before people start leaving. In the mornings. Right. Darb is starting to pull back a little bit. There we go. That's what I wanted to see. He's a little tiny bit of that. All right, type in ETF chat. We're doing it first. Giveaway in a little bit. Ugh. What is that? Oh, all right, type it in, guys. Very impressive that this is not actually moving. Come on, chat, type it in, ETF. I added my position here just to bet at the bull zone top with negative DD just to be at the pocket, but SCB might actually go to fill its gap, and then that's the limit there. So I am sort of in the camp that is where we stop. All right, you guys ready? Spin that wheel, baby. Spin that wheel. You got 20 seconds to type in ETF. The best live trading stream on the planet. The best live trader on YouTube. Nobody will stand up to challenge me one-on-one. I make more money than all these jokers combined. I really do. It's a trick. I'm here to make friends. I'm here to make money. You make a lot of it. Although not today. Today we're losing a little bit of it. I can't beat you in COD. I'm horrible at that game. So today, again, filling the gap. With the white line resilience, right, being above 0, filling the gap is very likely. I probably should trim my position back down, get rid of my ad, and go back down to 10. So my goal is we fill the gap and sell off, but the idea is inside of this volatility, I'm going to be like slightly engaged. So up here, this is resistance there. And that's it. So with the negative ratio, it just basically means that it's going to be very rare for this to rally out. So at the top, pull back is what I'm looking to see. So this move here is what I think we're going to get for the rest of the day. I'm keeping my position light, and I will take a stab at it here. That's for sure. All right. Lifelong DJ, CJ. CJ the DJ, what's up, man? New wheel is 0 excitement. It doesn't even build up for it. It's just like, rip. That gap fill right up here. Congratulations, congratulations. All right, we'll do another one just a little bit. All right. He's in the middle of that range there.
Hope's not in the chart. Maybe it's just being here. Hand shaking on the mouse. Still pushing through the fear.
So S&P has like one final push to try to get through pocket, and I think that that's the limit there. ARB is still negative, which is not negative enough, but it's not super strong. But the stocks are moving a little higher. Nvidia finally turned and started pulling back just a little bit, but now it's picking up a little bit of a bite at 180, 181. So one final squeeze through that and back. Yeah, I didn't think it was actually going to be super bullish over this, but I saw we still have some volatility. But dead cat bounce stay off of the gap down. So my bet is I'm using about from here. I have a position of like I had 5 and then I had 10, like my bigger. So it's a bigger, wider volatile range. I'm just stepping into my position, not trying to do anything, but other than build as close as I can to the upper pocket to bet for failure, because we're still bearish overall in general with the stocks. And that is to bet that we do fall back down to these sort of like bear zone tests. Of course, even from here to there is a good adequate like scalp that we can look for. So I do want to bet for end of the day return this way. I came out with like the best weekend I had though, man. I had such a good weekend. It was good. So waking up to like all this war news, it kind of sucks.
Pressure glowing under my feet. DD bands breathe like they're keeping the beat. Resilience shifting like winds in the night. Guiding the rhythm of every new flight. Every signal feels like a spark. Every setup ignites the arc. Got that scooter groove in my veins. Ride the flow, don't fight the waves. Cause I just can't get enough. No, I just can't get enough of that rocket scooter love. Charts rising like the 7 above. I just can't get enough. No matter how smooth or rough. When the rocket starts to move, man, I just can't get enough. EST rhythm hits every single time. Little bell chime when the levels align. Pick a long cam and the chat's going wild. Matt's preparing to give away in a little while. Liquidity, pockets open like a door. Price dips in and we're in once more. Volume slow, then it breaks and runs. In this magical world, we're just having fun.
So from here, another 10 points on the S&P to just finish out the move, yellow line, and then turn around. That's it. So I'm looking for this, missing it right there.
Charge flow, breathing that data real slow. Scooter fam in the zone, feels like home, feels like home. Cause I just can't get enough. No, I just can't get enough. With that scooter rhythm rush. Man, it's never ever too much. I just can't get enough. Yeah, the vibe is right on clutch. Guess I just can't get enough.
Oh shoot, it's Monday. My expedition went off in Arc Raiders. I haven't played anything since I signed up for expedition, I think on Friday. I didn't play any games this weekend. And then I guess I should wake up to a fresh new tune today. I've got iDoc's account as my like blueprint mule, so I gotta transfer them over. I always get so nervous. We've been lucky to like be able to transfer everything with 0 issues. We usually go to damn battlegrounds to do our transfer, and you usually will spawn in a duo like at random places, but with the hatch key you always spawn within like a couple blocks of a hatch, so it's easy to get out. We've luckily run into nobody while like we're running with blueprints, but I hold them and give them to her and she exits out. That song, oh, I don't remember what I can't remember what that song was. Hold on, let me see if I can go back. No, I don't know, man. What was it? I'm picking them from like my files, so I don't know what. Let me see if there's a. Let me see if there's a something that shows like the playlist. Let me see if there's anything on here. No. I need to make a playlist. What I'll do is I'll make a playlist in this player. That way I'll know, because I'm just clicking random files to play them. I can't see like the most recently played ones. What? Okay, I don't know. Time to fun next, guys. You just spawn in without anything and transfer to a friend, and you both surrender. But how does your friend? But what is? How does your friend carry everything if they surrender? I don't make any sense. Simon, how are you? What? Yeah, so you're only transferring in three things at once. Yeah. I'm using the safe pocket method. She's got my. I got right before I did my reset. I got a lucky Venator blueprint on uncovered cache, which is what I was missing. This is the gun I use. So finally, I was like, man, I got to start over without Venator. So I crafted like 15 of them, gave them to her. Now I got the blueprint, so I'm like, good. All right. Nvidia picking up another wave higher just now. I've been fun. The next we'll do another giveaway in just a teeny tiny little bit here. about to take another 50K from Take Profit. Excited about that. Probably at the end of this week, I'll take it. I took it that one payout was probably like over a week ago. I've just been building buffer ever since. I did pretty good. Friday, I forgot how much I put in on Friday. It's been such a long weekend, but
between the bars of now and
by the end of this week, I'll take out another 50K from TPT. All right, come on. Let's get some volatility, baby. Yeah, that arbitrage keeps dipping like -60, then it tightens right back up. Just the volatility. So if we close below bear zone, it's flushing, which is kind of it. We have red line down here at 748. That'd be ideal target. I like I said, I don't think we're gonna get it, but if I get another leg down towards half gap, I'd be happy. Positive res, half gap's really the exit point. I got drawn right here on S&P. All right. So I've got an update from Go Charting. They're having a meeting tomorrow with our development team, so we're about to officially be in our second location with Go Charting. We have the official partnership documentation, everything, like, you know, that old contract between the two groups and whatever. In my inbox right now, ready to go. And then development team, I'm reading their notes right now. They're talking to each other. They're nearly done with first round implementation. Beta tests are going to be coming out very soon. I'm super excited. Go Charting is a competitor to TradingView, by the way. It's when the difference is in the value add that they provide that TradingView doesn't. It's almost very similar in look and feel. It's a really, really, really good platform. Is that they can actually connect every major prop account to one environment. So with one location, TradingView allows you to connect with Tradeovate and Ninja, and allows you to connect with your CQG, but it doesn't allow you to connect with Rhythmic. Go Charting is like TradingView with Rhythmic on top of it. Connect every major futures broker, connect every major futures, and don't go out and buy it yet. We're about to get a huge discount for you guys. If y'all want to check it out, like use TradingView. Similar thing, they've got a marketplace, they've got indicators. You could probably convert your indicators over to their language and then have your setup there. But we'll get a good hookup there, and our tools will be inside of their platform as well. Have I tried TradeC yet? No, I haven't, but that's going to be, again, we're going to work out deals with everybody on, you know, in the retail space to try to get our stuff in as much as we can to different places. So one at a time. So our next step after Go Charting is going to be NinjaTrader. Then after NinjaTrader, we'll probably look in like TradeC and maybe see some of these other ones. Well, charts. I was talking to Max the other day, Max Options, and he was like, dude, well, charts is where it's at. He's like, that's growing really fast. So I've never looked at them before, so I'm excited to check it out. And TradeC, yeah. Okay, guys, fun to next. Get ready to roll. Don't say they ripped TradingView off. TradingView and everybody, nobody's original. When it comes to JavaScript-based charting, they all look the same. They all use the same. They all use the same libraries to build off of, and they're all open source. They're all on. They're all on GitHub. You'll see, if you go all the way back, even before TradingView, there was a bunch of HTML and JavaScript charting applications out there that look very similar too. They all kind of, like I said, there's original. Some of the original ones were what was it called? Always, because we were actually looking to get them impregnated on our site with charting. There's a company that we talked to that originally designed like a charting library. It looked exactly the same as TradingView before TradingView was a company. So they've all come out, they've all looked very similar to each other. So Yeah, all JS and HTML canvas. Yeah. Yeah, it's like, you know, they're all open source chart libraries that people build off of and then modify for their own. TradingView gives off. TradingView gives its charting for free. Like if you want to put TradingView charts in your own software, it's free. They give it to you. You don't have to pay for it. So TradingView wants you to use their charts inside of your platform. We buy their actual trading platform, not just the charting. So we pay a license for the other features like connecting futures and stuff. But TradingView encourages people to use their charts in their own platform. All right. Oh wait, I'm spinning another one. All right, I'll give out two. One more. Dude, I wish it would spin faster. Why can't it spin faster? They bought her a pickle that won't poop in the rain. That's hilarious. That is so funny. Let's get it, baby. Get the shorts starting to take off. I got some in my TPTs up here in my fund next, so. Stock market wizard. Trades galore, baby. Type something in chat. Can I set the giveaway software to your night streamer? We don't. It's weird how it works. We've been trying to figure out a way to do it. We don't have this. It's like tied to my admin account, so I can't add users to it. And it's tied to the channel, so it kind of sucks. He's a stock market wizard. Wait, the latest winner, but the Trades Galore didn't type anything either. I don't see anything in chat. Am I missing something, chat? Did he not type something in? Little pullback here. DD ratio starting to play out. ARB negative 40. Oh, what should I do here? So they didn't type anything. All right, one more time. Gonna do it one more time. One more time. That's me quoting what's Always Sunny. Get on the bus. I have to say it one more time. Remember they were trying out Philadelphia Eagles? Remember that episode? Get Donovan McNabb coming out. They're like, isn't that Theo from the Cosby Show? Try a tasty, hearty breakfast from McDonald's. I'm loving it. Oh shit, I accidentally made $10,000 in my TPT. Well, that's all right. Fuck it, I'll keep it. I love when accidents happen. Whoops. Okay, let me take some P&L on that. Okay. Good deal. Good deal, guys. Good deal. Whoopsie. God, all this fucking work for 5,000 bucks today. Sir Christopher, type something in chat. I should be a market wizard instead of Lance. I don't kiss enough ass in this industry. Somebody, if you want to clip that shit and say it, look, I don't kiss enough ass in this fucking industry to be featured in books and podcasts. I tell half this industry to go fuck themselves. I tell the other half this industry, I'm going to rank your website and rank your business and show the world how bad you are. I don't make a lot of friends. I don't kiss enough ass. I don't not rock the boat. I don't tell everybody out there, you're so good. I love you, bro. Oh, bro. Good job, bro. Good job, bro. You know what I mean? Winners! Claim your prize. All right. I am kind of at the hedge pressure area. Resilience is greater than 0. Technically speaking, I should start trimming down. Again, I consider this a losing day that turned green, so I'm kind of lucky. I don't want to hold for much further, but I do want to trim this back down to 5. My original 5. All right, let me lock this in. Again, just like I said, yeah. Back to my original 5, but now here I'm up slightly green. Black sheep! Baby, you are the winner. You are the winner. Congratulations, bud. All right, 2 of you guys know what to do. And again, we're getting our new drop lump sum of accounts coming through beginning of the month. We'll have more to give away, obviously, starting this month. Christopher, what's up, man? Congratulations, congratulations. How do you claim on YouTube? What you have to do is go to my channel, my Discord, in the description below this video. Go to my Discord. In that Discord, there is a channel called Contest. You're going to locate an admin named Slack. Send him a message. Tell him that you won the giveaway. He knows that you won already, but let him know it's you. Have an account already with ETF or Funded Next or any of our partners, and then we'll hook you up going forward with your giveaway account with those things, send you instructions on how to claim it. Appreciate you guys always supporting this community. Just didn't mean to move that around. So, like I said, I'm back to flat. Maybe something good comes out of this. I don't know. We'll see. I accidentally made 10K, so they liquidated me. Oops. It's a good accident to have, I guess. All right. So in my Funded Next and TPT accounts, you got that there. I still didn't get pushed to live on the last account. I don't know. This has happened 2 times now. Will the markets be open during World War? I saw something online. This was like this "You Are Here" map, and it was like World War I, World War II, Two World, Two War. Like it was making fun of Fast and Furious, but like they call them like I was like, hold on. Let me see if I can give you the. Oh yeah, this was it right here. Hold on, this is. this is yeah, I was on Reddit, I think it was. Yeah, it's extremely tasteless joke, so that's what we're all about here. It's like "You Are Here." World War, World War II, World War III, Two World, Two War, World War Tokyo Drift, World and War, World 7, War 8. So there you go. World War Tokyo Drift. So I'm looking forward to, World War III and of course Two World, Two War is the follow-up war to that. So that'll be great. Rev your engines, boys. World 8, War, World 7, War 8. It doesn't get any funnier than that, but let's not laugh about war. War is a horrible thing. Between horrible people, between horrible leaders and good people fighting it. That's the worst part about war. It's the shitty people orchestrating it, and it's the good people fighting it. You know what I mean? Kind of like how life is. So thank you guys for playing the game. We appreciate you being here on the stream every day. One of the biggest, fastest growing streams on YouTube, the most profitable trader on YouTube. And somebody's welcome to stand up and try to take that title from me. I'll engage in a competition, a friendly bout between traders. I love everyone out there. There's tons of good traders out there, but I know I'm the best. And I'll prove it. But until then, we'll continue to grow. Our channel had record views on Friday. I plan on having record views today. I'll be happy. I paid $2,000. Yay. 100K to million at 500K. It's been sort of like kind of a weird environment. My stolen shorts. I trimmed back down to 5 to hold a runner, yeah. You didn't win, Sleep. No, sir. Darb stream last night was about 400 viewers. He had a record-breaking stream last night. It was incredible.
That never lie. You broken vow. Data is the only god.
All right. Again, still playing the range. I said I went from 15 back down, back to 5. Just chilling. Took profit on all of this stuff. Now I'm just kind of hanging out. Do you have any Lord of the Rings theme songs in the playlist? I'm not really sure. Turn that down a little bit. Oh. I'm gonna add more at the overshoot. I don't think I like this trade anymore, to be honest. It's just been dancing around, you know? Not a big fan of it. I made all this money today short scalping, so that's it. The main account is sort of just floating around 5,000. Like I said, I don't have a lot of faith in this selling off. I've been looking for the condition to deteriorate, and we haven't really seen that. S&P's just still been holding. So when this white line is above 0, you're going to support near the half gap, which is why I trimmed out most everything on this little fall there. Well, we're seeing Nvidia really pick up today, which is kind of like a lot of why we're in that volatility. And you can see Nvidia and the Nasdaq is exactly the same, you know. There was a lot of interest here. And the dead cat bounced off of like the selling pressure we had all week. Whoa, 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 whoa. Apple's also getting a bigger push. Let's see how Apple is doing on the event feed. Nothing soon, but Apple still was moving earlier. Yeah, a little higher there. Do you need to pay for TradingView sub? No, Hugh, you watch me. So this subscription, actually, we give you your own version of TradingView, so you don't have to go buy a separate one. If this 1 minute candle doesn't close red, you're gonna fuck your close your charts to fuck off. I think that's a smart play. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna get the bigger short here. I don't know. I can try one more time at gap fill. S&P actually never filled its gap, but it's really impressive to watch it do that. I've been bouncing around the same sort of range, and then I've just been like adding, subtracting, adding, subtracting, adding, subtracting. So as long as we spend the day, like I said, 748 is where I want to be at least by tomorrow. Just kind of still been waiting. It did pivot a little early. I've been waiting for it to fill the damn gap there. I'm on a win streak, win streak. So again, my exit is just if we break through here and keep going. Like we break through bull zone and keep going, then I'm kind of like done with it. I've been waiting to see if any of the stocks are selling off. We're not getting any of that. All we're getting are these like negative pockets of ARB that is getting us like just the cycling, this volatility. Well, I said I dropped it back down to 5. I was pretty smart to get out. I had 15 back to 5. And now we're at the gap fill finally. There it is. The question is, do I want to try this again? All right, do I want to try this? Finally, gap fill. Okay, what do we got? Catcher song, but we didn't really have knife catching moments today. How about this one? I like this one a lot. Whoop, whoop, whoop.
Last time I checked, I'm still on top. They always stay have my thoughts on. Did it all in front of your eyes. Tunnel vision, take the prize. Last time I checked, I'm still on top. Buying the highs because we know. Feeling the res, we predict the volume.
Gapple finally. One more time.
Last time I checked, I'm still on top. Buying the lows because we know. Hitting the gap, feeling the res. We are on a mission, taking it to the top. Teaching, not feeding. We're taking you to the top. Buying the highs because we know. Feeling the res. We predict the volume. Last time I checked, we're
Darb is down 60, 70 again.
lows because we know. Feel the res. Feel the power. Rocket scooter.
Let me let it overshoot just a little bit. I'll tap it one more time with 15. Why the hell not? This was a incredibly powerful move today compared to what I thought we would see. I didn't think we would actually crash out, but I didn't think we'd actually sustain upward momentum in some of the major stocks. It was kind of neat. We did see some big selling on Nvidia post earnings, right? And then Apple, etc. VIX is still up there, but not as bad as it could be. So maybe again, we're just committed to more choppy market than. That was a really solid. I'm glad I closed out most of the position there. Question becomes, do I want to try one more time here? Risk maybe 20 grand worth of trade. The gap fill was the projected target. So I drew right here. Once that's done, yeah, nice little pump there. That's why I'm trading small, because it's a wider range. And wider range, I always keep the trade small. I'll try it one more time. Let's get it in this account here too. Do I want to attempt it? When do I take profit? I don't know if I want to attempt in my prop accounts though. Being on the sidelines flat is kind of nice. To overshoot the bull zone and back. So this is the monthly maps bull zone bottom. I think that the market questionably became bullish after breaking through liquidity pockets. So I'm not very super bearish this thing. With this being less than half, I can be bearish for tomorrow, which is the appropriate path for this less than half is to be below here. And each time it's trying to make it, somehow there's some buying on this, which is kind of pushing it up. So. That was quite a little pump there. I'm taking it to the top, top, top. Every person trying to chase a fade has been getting squeezed, which is why I'm just waiting for the pops. Fade it back down. I didn't think we would get a really strong bull run here. I was actually a little impressed on that. I expected a little bit of like DD band bounce action, but I didn't expect run up all the way to top. Okay, hit the yellow line, 83. This is that resistance play. The upper pocket is definitely going to be resistance. I would be very, very, very surprised if we didn't break, if we went through this. That's it. Nasdaq is here. There's at least that scalp inside of it. It's going to hit it and reject. Question is, we get there and it comes to there. Kind of like my biggest disappointment, not to poke at Apex, but they spent all this effort on marketing and still released end of the day drawdown accounts with DLL and consistency. Like, I don't think they think that like people are stupid at this point. Like after all that effect with all that hype, all that hyping, I was kind of hoping to see something relatively competitive, like a funded next or something, like, you know, an account similar to theirs or account similar to like Lucid or something. They literally came back with like accounts that just, well, like prop firms made 10 years ago or 5 years ago. Like these, you know, you don't have trailing drawdown. I mean, you don't have consistency and DLL on end of the day accounts anymore. Nobody has that. It's good for Apex. Good for relatively compared to Apex's old accounts. Yeah, a little disappointing that was the actual hype built around. It was like, man, it would have been nice to see them competitive with like Top Step or something, but they came through very lackluster. It was kind of, and with 20 accounts, yeah, well, yeah. I mean, it's just like, I don't know. I think they're preserving that scarcity model where like, you know, nobody goes live and one person gets $1 million payout, and they just, like I said, they're overly difficult. I think they're betting on the fact that the public is not educated enough to understand how difficult that actually is to win. Anyways, you know, good luck to them, but their new plans are not at all competitive. 90% off sale. They only one of them of the 4 new end of the days even become remotely competitive. It was kind of late. I was actually had high hopes. I was like, man, maybe I might start trading Apex again, but the end of the days didn't come through better. Everything else is in our partner, you know, ones that we do are kind of better. How do you pass evals fast? You're trying to pass, but it's hard. Okay, so when you try to pass evals fast, you're gonna, the more money you spend, the faster you'll pass. Think of it. That's the reality of the space. If you just keep throwing money at it, you'll pass it fast. So don't make passing fast be your goal. That is how every prop guru that just got uncovered the last month, that's exactly what they're doing. They're just trying to pass as fast as they can. Throw money at it enough, you'll have a bunch of them pass, and then you try to trade them for payout. Don't make that your goal. Make your goal to be to pass them correctly rather than fast. Somebody said you're never touching Apex again. That is what a lot of people, a lot of smarter people were like posting last night about it. They're like, how is this better? Well, the point is that, you know, they can choose whatever accounts they want. They've never really created, they've created like products that were catering to absolute beginners, but they don't have a high success rate compared to some of the other ones out there. Like I started trading with Apex early on. It's one of the, I think it's the second for, I think I started with ETF and I traded Apex after. Can't remember which one. Those were the two first. I don't remember which one was first. But I didn't really have a lot of, like, I didn't like it. I didn't like trailing drawdown. I've always never liked it. Do they have a real life program? No one knows for sure. I told you, they took me out to dinner. That was one of the first things I grilled them on. They got to be this new thing. We have these big things coming out. February, March, big announcements. You know, we're doing this outreach, trying to reach out to people. We notice you have a code with us and you're really big, but you don't do any active marketing for us. I'm like, yeah, I kind of don't, because my community says you're a scam. Oh, well, we're going to change our image. We're going to change everything up. We promise we're going to work with you. We're going to give you a ton of giveaway accounts to give out. And like the minute we had our first giveaway, remember I did the poll in the community and you guys were like, Matt, please don't. Y'all remember that day? Y'all were begging me not to. I was like, look, let's give them a shot. You know, let's see what they come out with that's different. And I'm like, I'm going to ask them for non-subjective payout rules when I meet with them. And I asked them for that. And they're like, well, you know, we're going to make our FAQ better. That was the answer. I was like, can you guys promise me that, you know, you're going to not have subjective payout rules? I've got many dozens of emails from my customers saying that they bought your stuff. You guys basically never paid them out. And then I've got, you want to see some of it, I'll send it to you. And he's like, yeah, send it over. I sent it over. Nobody got their issue resolved. And I was like, but can you not have subjective payout rules? Can you be rigid like Tradeify, like anyone else? Like, just, this is the rule, this is you pass. Well, I mean, he's like, well, you know, our rules are our rules. We'll try to make the FAQ a little bit easier to understand because it's everything's scattered and we'll put it all together. So the answer was like a dodgy no. It was like, we're still going to do what we're going to do, but we'll make it easier for people to understand. I'm like, okay. So I was always sort of like hoping that they would change for the better, because I actually thought, you know, this would come around to be a really nice change. That would be like, you know, rigid payouts. Finally, no payout denials, follow the rules, get your payout. So maybe that has happened. We'll have to see with some time going by though, but out the door, you know, I would say that I don't want to be the first guinea pig. You know what I mean? You need a firm that's cheap to start. My funded futures and funded next are fairly cheap to start relative. You're sub $100 for my funded futures accounts. The activation fee model is only good for people that are failing a lot and you want to fail cheaply. That's like the benefits of what Apex is if you actually aren't profitable and you're still learning the game, you can learn very cheaply with $15 accounts, right? But you can also just paper trade too at that much, you know, at that less of a cost. You can paper trade for zero. That's your mentality. The argument that people have had is like activation fee model, you can lose cheaper. I mean, that's true. Now, paper trading, you don't have the emotions to go with it, but yes, the activation fee model is very cheap to lose. If you're losing a lot, it'll be a good avenue for you to lose cheaply. That's your goal. Yeah, the new claim is that they're no longer going to ask for details of your trading system and strategy. So that's the claim, that the new system is less subjective, but still subjective. The Lucid changes? I haven't analyzed the Lucid changes yet. I ran out of time yesterday. Tonight, I'll do the same thing for Lucid, and I'll compare their old plans to their new plans. In the future, when the site is out, we'll have the updates in real time. And so every morning we'll be prepped with like something to talk about and share with you guys. All right, can we drop below 25,000 today after we fill this little yellow line gap tap? Can we get down here today? Can Can we get down? Arb is now positive. That's not good. It's not dropping, man. Stocks are moving too. Stocks are too strong today. I'm not in a strong trade. Although I'm not chasing the long either. I don't think this is the day we turn around and rally, but I could be wrong. Like, this market has been so unpredictable. Left, right, up, down. So who knows? Guess I'll give it one more attempt here. Oh yeah, I gotta dry brine my steaks. Wonder how we escape this market. We don't have any sort of what's the word I'm looking for? We don't really have any sort of big catalyst coming out of here. I don't know. Appreciate me always keeping it real. Yeah. No. Like, this is the community of I would say, I believe this is the community of the most winning traders, the most winning mindset, the most capable students, the most capable traders in general. Our job is math. You know, the majority of what's out there is just somebody that's a leader that's selling something, and I'm also a leader that's selling something. I'm not going to say that I'm not, but like, I do have less need for the money I make selling stuff than most people in this industry does. For most people in this industry, this is their money to buy houses, cars, boats, and fucking first class tickets or whatever. In this industry, I do stand alone. I'm probably the only multimillionaires that you do know that day trades, that made their money from trading. You obviously have seen me win contests and stuff. So you see I do it, right? You see I go out here and do it. I don't win every trade. I'm not claiming to be perfect. But my goal isn't to be the world's best salesman. I do want to be the world's biggest YouTuber, and it will happen one day. Our channel will be #1. You know, most people market themselves too heavily. We're going to take our skills and our skills right us to the top. We'll keep winning stuff. Anyone who hosts a contest, we'll go in there and try to win. We'll try to keep building that way. My goal is to really educate the public. If every affiliate in the world, like if every affiliate dollar I had stopped overnight, it wouldn't have got no care in the world to that as a revenue stream for myself. We support our partners 100%, but I'm more, it's kind of like, yes, you're having me help sell your product, but also I have a responsibility to be truthful to the audience. Like the entirety of the time we were working with Apex, I never once was like, no guys, this is the best account in the world, give it a shot. Everybody on Twitter last night, this is the best thing ever, dude. It's just paid marketing. I still was like, yeah, Apex wants us to work with us. Let me put a poll on Twitter. Do you guys think this is a scam or not? Like, my first response was to do something like that. People send me paychecks, they don't like that kind of stuff. But I'm gonna be truthful. If I think your product has, this is in February. If I think your product is questionable for me, I'm gonna ask the audience, and you know, I put that out there. I'm not gonna, like I said, I'm not gonna kiss the ass of the industry. Arbus 92, yeah, not that good right now. We said that really strong stock cross half gap, and I'm gonna see who that is. Google. Ooh, let's see the potential on Google here really quick. But like I said, I'm probably gonna create a lot of a lot of waves of truth. And that's what I hope. I really do hope that. I really do hope. And, you know, that way you guys can see, my goal, which should make all my entirety of this project worth it, is if there's another fast track out there that we can watch happening before our very eyes, before it happens. My website will be able to alert you to a fast track before it happens. An absolute rug pull. You'll be able to see the prop accounts deteriorating in score as time goes by. You'll be able to see rule changes deteriorate the score. It'll be displayed like a credit score over history. They went from an 8 to a 7.5 to a 7.2 to a 6.8. Don't touch that firm, right? And then I'm going to make sure that good, honest, hardworking people like you guys don't get bamboozled out of your money because of a rug pull that you couldn't see coming from a mile away. That's my goal. Yeah. But I urge you in general to see beyond the marketing and just see the numbers. I 100% guarantee I'll be immune to muscle, immune to bully, immune to threats, immune to people saying, we're going to take your code away if you rank us low. Fuck you. You say that. I don't care. So you guys got the world's biggest 2 middle fingers telling everyone you're not going to muscle us. We're going to bring the truth. And the public finally deserves that. Hopefully this gets really big because I want everybody out there to... Am I still short base? Yeah, I just added a little bit to my position. Nobody out there would do anything like this because all these affiliates are scared to lose their paycheck. Many of them have. Many of them have talked so much shit they've got canceled. So, I think it takes a person that doesn't need the money to be the courageous one. I can't see my dude. I don't think it's gonna sell off, man. I should cut my losses and go. I like trying to schedule a facial for us. Trying to stay long and you look young. How much money does Apex make you? Almost practically nothing. No, we had a code. We did almost zero sales with them for the entirety of having a code. We just had a code because we had a code. Yeah, you guys never really used the code that much. I think the peak month we had with Apex, I think, was probably like, I don't know, less than 100,000 in sales relative to us. We do many millions in sales a month for our partners. Like many millions a month. That's how much we do. It's that much traffic. Apex was barely, the best month was less than 100K. And that was the 2 months they had giveaway accounts. Before that, I was making like rinky dink, couple thousands of dollars affiliate check with Apex. Nobody used them from here. Nobody here did. Did you see your Lance meme in Discord? No, I didn't see it yet. Like by comparison, our affiliate check with other prop firms, many of them are 100,000 plus a month, making $3 grand from Apex. You know, it wasn't much. Like an individual prop firm, 6 figures. Many of them are 6 figures a month, millions plus in sales per month per firm. Where's your meme? So I'm telling you, this is not a place that Apex traders would hang out. So we didn't. Where'd you put your meme at? Song submission? Hold on. What? Who are these people? Somebody made this in Discord. I don't even know who any of these people are. That's kind of funny. Oh, there's Lance. Oh, yeah, okay. Is that Tim Sykes? Oh, good Lord. Who are these people? That is Tim Sykes. I didn't recognize him. He looks skinnier and he has some veneers. Well, good for him. Tim Sykes has lost a lot of weight. I'm not gonna lie. Looking kind of good there, Timmy boy. Song submission. Is that the penny stock gang? Oh, looks like it. There's a period when Tim Sykes was much bigger. He's looking very healthy. That's a compliment. Am I single? Nah, I got a girlfriend, man. Why you asking? Taking me out for steak dinner? Kyla Boo? My girlfriend might be listening, but we're open like that. Bring somebody home. I'm just kidding. You're only Apex person using your code. Wasn't a lot of people that used it, but probably because I didn't trade it. Like a lot of times people here like listen to recommendations of what we trade, and nobody here was really a fan, just because I always hated trailing drawdown, so I never really supported trailing drawdown accounts too much in general. Because personally, for me, I was not it's not successful my trading strategy is not successful in that environment. I'm not like it's 4 or 5 points, get out of the trade sort of trader. That's the only way you really pass that kind of environment. Somebody said me too, LOL. All you guys are swingers in this chat. You kinky people. You're totally not kidding, LOL. Oh, funny. Kyla, do you own a Harley? That's the real question. Yeah, it's not that, like I said, they're not, you know, the only thing I would say about the style of trading is that trailing drawdown to me is just like designed to take your money. It's hard. It's really hard. And so any firm that has that, it's going to be a little harder. Trailing drawdown, you're winning a trade and can still lose, right? It's like, oh man, that kind of hurts. You're winning the wrong way. Sorry, that's a loss. Kind of sucks, right? So, but I mean, it's not really, you know, firms have different products. I always try to avoid that as much as I can. TPT is unavoidable. Unfortunately, these mofos got trailing drawdown once you go funded. It kind of sucks. But this your first stream? We think you're handsome. Thank you very much. It's probably the glasses. If you live trade daily here, what do you get in your premium Discord? I don't. Discord is actually for platform users, so we don't have a paid Discord. I don't do service or anything. But I train. If you do get our platform or join our boot camp, you just get access to the Discord to go with it. It's part of like a free upgrade. Inside of it, you learn how to trade. There's videos. There's a boot camp you can take. It's by far the best thing we do here. I teach everybody how to day trade the way I do it. Somebody was joking, Matt's a scammer because he teaches his students how to be good in the game. Yeah, that's what somebody said, right? Isn't that funny? Apparently some prop trading hateful video person said that Apex caught wind of my boot camp. That's what they said. That in my boot camp, I teach people how to have different methods on how to beat the system. One of my classes is the brute force method that Apex just uncovered, blasting out one of their traders that did that. It's like when you're beating the casino, I'm not going to teach you how to play the casino game. I'm gonna teach you how to count fucking cards and walk in there and rip money out of their pocket. That's what somebody said. That's the word on the street. But I was teaching people how to. I don't trade Apex. I haven't touched them in years. But the word on the street was that I was teaching people how to beat the system, and that's what somebody told me. I don't watch these videos. I don't got time for. I've never watched a single video anyone's ever made of me. That's the funniest part. I send them the legal team summarizes them, tell me what happened. Apparently what happened is somebody was like, I got ghosted because I was teaching people the mathematics of the success rate of brute force trading. Look at that. That's cute. Love it. That's what people were telling me. I didn't see it, so I don't even know. But when I teach people the mathematics of the low cost of failure against the high return, and how these, and I basically have a class going over the different techniques that big millionaire payout people have used And I don't recommend doing it. I just alert people to how it's done. I'm like, here's how you count cards. This is how they do it. This is how somebody can throw $20. I'll teach it to you right now. You throw $20 at an account that's 90% off. Literally, this is how you beat Apex. You throw $20 at an account that's 90% off, and then you long, and then you long, and then you long. Count 1, 2, 3. Keep throwing money at it. Throw money at it. And each one of your heavy pivots, throw money at it. Not everywhere, but your big, strong pivots. At some point, one of them is going to pass, and what you make out of the one is going to offset the very low capital cost of what you got out of the other ones. Now, when people did that, that's how some of these traders were making $1 million profit. They were just brute force martingale. And it's mathematically a successful way to beat the prop system. You can't trade like that. You can't make any money trading. You're not gonna be able to do what I do in a trading account doing that. But in the prop world, when it costs $15 to fail, and you're not just throwing money at it to pass, you're actually not taking advantage of the single best statistical advantage you have in the prop space, is that it's cheap to fail. It's like if somebody said it costs a penny to buy a lottery ticket and you'll win 1 out of 10,000 times. Like, you're not just gonna buy one lottery ticket and cross your fingers. It's a penny. You're gonna buy hundreds of them. You know? Wait, without your glasses, remind me of the roach guy in Men in Black. That guy? I look like that guy? I need sugar. You're talking about that guy, right? I look like I'm wearing a skin suit. I need to lose some weight. Is that what you're telling me? You know what I'm talking about? Sugar. Is that what I look like? Chat, come on. I better get back on the treadmill. Now we got a chin bag down there. Give me some more sugar water. Agree to disagree. Bro, can't unsee it now. Did I do? Is that a good impression? That's what the guy does. More sugar. The guy was drinking sugar water, right? Is that the guy? That's the. Yeah. Well, I better get on a treadmill then, because I don't know if that's a good sign. Don't let iDoc know that I'm gaining some weight there. Oh yeah, pull your hair back and smile when he does that thing and he like stretches his skin back. Oh my god. What's up, Basim? What's up, man? Consolidating in the upper. Oh shit! It is almost time for me to go in 10 more minutes, and we are gaining DD ratio greater than half. We did have a bull zone cross on one of the stocks. I think it was Google. Google are crossing out of bear zone brought this back up to 0.5. So it's interesting to see we did have almost like a full recovery here. So I don't think I'm in a good trade anymore at all, to be honest. All signs now are going against a short. Wait, the guy that played the Roach guy is the Private Pile, the actor that did Private Pile in Full Metal Jacket? Really? He was, yeah, he's been in a lot of stuff. I think he was in, what was it? Yeah, that was him, Vincent D'Onofrio. That was him. Dude, he was epic in Full Metal Jacket, man. What a role right now. Oh, shit. Looks like I'm hitting that upper. The minute I say I don't think I'm in a good trade. All right, let's just kind of, I'm cool with just not being part of it anymore. Drop it down to 10. This is my stop loss, by the way. I'm going to just trim it. What else has he done? That's it. So this is my upper limit to this, that yellow line on S&P. Okay, he's doing a lot. Men in Black, he was Edgar the Bug. I think I've seen him in some other like shows, movies. He's been in a lot of stuff. Jurassic World, television. I think I've seen him in some TV shows. Men in Black, the series, Daredevil. Dang, he's been in a lot of stuff. Magnificent Seven. That's where I've seen him again. He was in Magnificent Seven. That's where he looks familiar. That's right. I was like, I recently saw something he was in. Because I have the image of him with like the big chunky beard. I was like, I've seen him in some. I was like, was that Westworld I've seen him in? That was Mag 7. So, all right. I'm 25. I'm a big, crazy. I'm trying to scalp for any kind of potential reversal, but the ratio is now bullish again, which kind of sucks. So where we are right now, I kind of did flip the bullish. This is the final sort of stop loss. My goal today was to get to here and short it off of the gap fill. And we got 2 resistance targets here. But once we got there, Google and some other stocks started picking up some steam. So now we don't really have anything. So I might just close out at the loss. Did he recently pass away? Oh, sorry to hear that. Yeah, I don't know. Future's here. Ooh, sugar, I need more sugar. Sugar water. I'll tell you, man, look, some of my impressions are on point. Some of them are really bad. I was in theater in high school. I actually was the lead actor in my high school. I was in all the performances. So, I mean, I was in every club in high school. That was like that nerdy guy. I was the captain of the math club, computer science club, chess club, even though it wasn't a real chess club. We faked the chess club so we can video games at lunch. But I was also captain of the fake chess club. That's a funny story. Theater, active decathlon, science. I don't know if I said science. Math club was my big one. I was that nerdy, bro. You didn't only remember the computer club in '96? Hell yeah. We so in my high school, I'll tell you, I got like maybe 6 minutes of the story. My high school, at the time in the 90s, this is before Columbine. This is before shit got real in this world, and you could just do anything you want. Like, you know, my dad, when he was in high school, you know, hang out in your car, hang out in the parking lot, and smoke cigarette, and you know, just nobody cared, right? In my day, they were allowed to leave school. You can leave school for lunch as long as you came back for class. They didn't care. There wasn't metal detectors. There weren't cops everywhere. It was like a better world, right? And somebody in my school, she left with her friend and got T-boned by a drunk driver in the middle of the fucking day and got killed. And ever since then, the school went on lockdown. We weren't allowed to leave anymore at lunchtime, which was really sad. But so in response, they were like, nobody can leave anymore at lunchtime. And we still wanted to go to like we would basically like leave and go get Taco Bell and come back and go to the computer lab. And this is when the internet was just coming out. So computers, we had Quake, and we would like, the computers are networked together on a local network in the school, and it was all connected to like an outbound T1 line. So we can have the internet plus we can, you know, have the computers network. So we played multiplayer games at lunch. We were playing like Quake 1 at school, and we jokingly called it Quake AP, like Advanced Placement Quake. So Quake AP was the class we went to at lunch, and so we'd always talk about Quake AP. And so we usually would go get Taco Bell. It was right down the street, come back, play computers. They wouldn't let us do it. And so we were like, oh, we can't go. You had to stay in the common area. You weren't even allowed to leave the common area anymore. So we started realizing that there were like other people that were able to leave, right? Like there were other groups that were leaving to go to competitions and go to practice. Oh, well, how come this, you know, track and field group gets to leave and go down to the junior high? And oh, well, they get to leave because they're in a club and whatever. And so my friends and I decided to start a fake club so we can leave school and go to Taco Bell, go back and play computer stuff. And the idea we had was to make a chess club so that we could go to Walmart and buy chessboards and practice chess on the computer lab. And so none of us played chess ever in a tournament or in chess club events or anything like that. We literally just made it up so we can have Taco Bell and play Quake at lunchtime. And then when it came time for the yearbook to come through and take a photo of the chess club, as nerdy as I am, none of us wanted to be in the chess club photo. We're like, we're nerdy, but that'll secure nerdiness forever. None of us will ever get a girlfriend at this point. So the funny part was that all my friends that were all gamers, and again, this is like, this is like low level. I say, if you ever watch Saved by the Bell, this is like Zach Morris level pranking the principal sort of thing. The principal knew that. She's like, how's the chess tournament going? How's the chess club going, Matthew? And I'm like, going great, Miss Watson. We're practicing every day. Really? When's the next event? Oh, it's coming up. She's like, but she knew that we were like the smart kids on campus. So she's like, not really policing us too much because we're all like the kids that were going to succeed or whatever. Anyways, I'm not succeeding in this trade, unfortunately. But the story became, when it came time for the yearbook to take the photo, none of us wanted to be in it. We're like, no, thank you. So I, being in the math club, I got all my friends in the math club to pose in the photo. We paid them off. And so the story is, in my yearbook, the chess club is just pictures of the math club kids, and none of them were in the chess club. We actually told some of them, we're like, yeah, we'll let you guys use our pass and go get Taco Bell if you want. And they were like, oh, okay, yeah, we'll be in the photo. So that was it. That'll secure our nerdiness forever, dude. Like, we were like, no, man, we can't do that. And I was like, I think I got an idea. And so half of my friends in the math club are really excited that they would join the chess club, and then for the rest of the school, they can leave and go to Taco Bell. I mean, this is the low-level prankery I used to do, but I definitely, to my name and my belt, did start a fake club with my friends. And then we played Quake pretty much at lunchtime every single day, which is kind of nice. National Lampoon style. It's very like G-rated prankage, Nobody gets hurt in the whole ordeal. But, as we're leaving to security guard, we're always like, chess meet. He's like, oh yeah, you got the pass, you're good. Our computer science teacher was like 80-year-old woman who was like the nicest, sweetest lady, didn't give a shit because we were on her computer science team and we won tons of tournaments. So she kind of was like everyone's grandma that was just too nice and didn't really care. She's really smart too. And I don't think I'm going to make a good play on this. I made 100K on Friday, so I'm giving a little bit of it back. Trying to play short off of this, but I don't think anything's taken off. But that being said, I am going to I trimmed it down back to 9. I do like the trade setup, at least from the yellow line for the reject. I'm not like super anti it, but we'll see what happens to finish out the day. And I'll see you guys in a little bit on My Funded TV. Join me over there. As always, we always have a great time. And they'll be doing some giveaways there, as they always do. See y'all later. Was that link in chat for y'all?
That is.
Yeah, the irony of that was I was captain of the math club and I was worried about securing my nerdy immortality. It was mostly like my friends were, my gamer friends. They weren't in the math club. They were mostly programmers and hackers and just, shitheads like that I used to hang out with that were just gamers. And they didn't want to be in the chess club photo. Some of them were actually nervous because they were like, if they find out this is a scam, that this isn't really a chess club, we might get in trouble. They were, most of it, in reality, some of them were actually like, well-to-do students that were like, we don't want to get caught. So anyways. The principal always side-eyed us, like she knew it was fictitious because, I think that she just was like, yeah, but these folks can't do any wrong. These are my best students. So, all right, we'll see y'all later. Can you join the bootcamp any day? Yeah, you can start watching the videos now if you want. But sometime like later in March, I will start to amp up towards like promoting when it's going to start. And I do it live. Sometimes it's actually pretty good when I do the lives. But I just watch the videos if you want. And yeah, I won't lie with you. The principal kind of liked me too much because she went to high school with my dad. And I'm sure they smoked weed together in the bleachers. So, she was cool as shit. All right, see y'all later.